All right. This is King Bucho. Welcome to BDA Boxing, the boxing debate arena. I'll be your host for today. We're going to be talking about, well, apparently, Shelly Finkel. I call him Shelly Finkelstein. I don't know why. He says that he knows that the fights will happen between Wilder and AJ. Well, wait, bear with me here because I don't know what BDA did to this thing, and I hear an echo. I don't know if this is how he works, but it's fucking weird. So I, I hear myself when I talk, but anyways, it's kind of weird. So anyways, yeah, Shelly Finkel saying that the fights will happen. My question is, when will this fight happen? Because sure, of course, it's gonna happen. Pacquiao Mayweather happened. Of course, it happened. Like fucking 6 years after everybody wanted the fight to happen. By the way, in the chat, what do we have here? Box 88, what's up? The Shepherd Sons, Saint Brit, Box, Virtuoso, Gypsy, Boxing Style. Who else? Azzy, Saint Brit. Who else was here before? Anyways, what's up, guys? Welcome to the show. Friday show. I think Friday shows are the best. Because tomorrow is Saturday, so we're relaxed. No work. Ready to chill. And we can stay longer. All right. So anyways, I already sent out some invites. Cameron is the one who wanted to talk about this subject, so I started reading more about this. Because to be honest, I kind of gave up on the whole Wilder, Joshua, Fury drama show. I'm like, you know what? I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna wait until the fight happens, if it ever happens, and that's it. I'm not gonna keep on reading the news. It's just pointless. But anyways, because Cameron said that Eddie Hearn apparently is back in negotiations with Shelly Finkel or something. He said something about like this might be serious now. So I was like, all right, gonna go read some news, see what people are saying about this, and I don't know. All I found was that Shelly Finkel had dinner with the executive of the Zone, John Skipper. He's also going in communications with Bob Arum, and Shelly Finkel seems very optimistic about these fights with Deontay Wilder happening. He also says that there's no issues with the fight happening on the Zone or ESPN. So that's what he's saying right now. You want to believe him? That's another thing. We have Gonzalo already with us here. Gonzalo, what's up? I see.
Hello,
What's up?
how you doing, Bujo?
Pretty good, pretty good. How are you doing, man? I heard you were really sick.
Yeah, I'm doing better, a lot better. Had to go to the hospital. So apparently I got bit by a mosquito. So I got the dengue. I don't know if it's a it's more likely I think it's a parasite. Um, the dengue. Well, I don't know if I call it a virus, but I got dengue, which would be kind of like subtropical, like malaria, something like that. So you guys can understand what I'm talking about. But anyhow, yeah, I got through that. I went to the hospital for like 4 days, and they shot me up with the antibiotics and IVs, and I was
Jesus.
able to clear it out of my system. But it sucks, man.
Well, are you feeling better now?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
yeah, I completely got it out of my system.
All right.
But in the meantime, while you have it, it feels like you're dying.
Jesus Christ. All right. Well, I'm glad you're better now, Gonzalo, so we can talk some boxing. Oh, we
Yeah, how
also
you
have.
Yes,
feeling,
man.
Gonzalo? You all right, buddy?
Yeah, I got it out of my system.
Oh, yeah. Would the mosquito give you infection or what?
Yeah, they have to push it out with intravenous antibiotics. Anyways, yeah, I'm glad.
Yeah, that's I know Bucha wants to keep it boxing, but like when I broke my hand, bro, the bone got infected, and I had to get a an antibiotics cord plugged into my arm and shit, and I had to pump that shit in there every night. So I kind of know
Yeah,
what
yeah,
you're
yeah,
talking
yeah. I know
about.
what you're talking about. It's a line that they do directly to your heart. I had that on my leg too. I've done that for many months on end before with my leg. My bone got infected. You know,
Yeah, yeah, exactly, Gonzalo. Yep.
back in the day. Yeah, it's called a pig
Well,
line.
all right. Well, we're all glad that you're okay now. People in the chat saying, as they saying, "Don't die, Gonzalo. You're MVP." So people
Oh,
think that
thanks,
you are
Aussie.
the MVP here. All right. Let's get back to boxing here. So, anyways, I was talking about apparently Shelly Finkel believes that, well, he's very optimistic that Wilder will be fighting AJ, and I don't know if I want to believe this guy. Do you guys think that we're getting closer to making this fight happen, or is it just talk?
Well, Deontay Wilder. I mean, Jim Gray said it best. The people don't want to wait around too long. And first, he was about the one champion, one name. No, he's a walking contradictory. Now he's saying, just give us some time. We got to make this happen. It will happen, but just give us a little bit of time. So I mean, he's just leading the people. Just he takes people for fools, or he believes that people believe his bullshit, which people can see right through it. But Jim Gray said it best. We don't want to wait around too long. And basically, what he's trying to do, he's trying to build this profile now when he should have done it earlier in his career, and that's why he's taking these fights. That like the Brazils, the mediocre competition, which he should have done a long time ago. Like I said, and that's the reason they're telling us to wait because that's he wants to make a claim to Eddie Hearn for him to deserve, a good percentage split when the time comes. But that should have had already happened because the public don't want to wait that long.
Yeah. I mean, look, bro. Like I said, we know that he's going to be fighting Ortiz next. Let's just get that out of the way. So I doubt it'll happen this year. Maybe next year, hopefully, but you know,
Yeah, well, Wilder just he recently said that, oh well, something along the lines, well, because of the negotiation difficulties, whatever, the fight will not happen this year. It will happen in 2020. So he basically already gave up on it. But on the other hand, Shelly Finkel saying that he's optimistic about the fight happening. Do they both agree that the fight's gonna be happening in 2020? It's I don't know, man. But I don't like the way Wilder said it. It's not gonna happen this year.
yeah, they're all over the board. Bucho is what you know. So they're just talking out of their ass, trying to get stay in the keep the attention on them, and who knows? Like I say, you got one guy saying one thing and one guy saying something else. So you know.
So do you agree with what Gonzalo said that they are trying, that Wilder's camp is trying to increase Wilder's profile, even though it's a little bit too late for that?
Yeah, yeah, that's like Gonzalo said. He's fighting the Brazils and those and that level of competition, but he should have been doing that a long time ago. I mean, shit, he's what does he got? 42 professional fights. I mean, fuck, man. you know.
Yeah, and
It's
how come everybody's freaking out or going crazy about Wilder knocking out Brazil? And they're like, oh, one of the best knockouts I've ever seen. Wilder's making a statement. What else were they saying? All of a sudden, Wilder has a really good chance of defeating AJ just because he knocked out Dominic Brazil. I don't understand. Am I missing something?
No, you're not, Bucho.
no.
Yeah, go ahead, Gonzalo. Go ahead.
It looks good, obviously. I mean, because he did it the best way possible. He knocked out the guy in one round, so he gets some credit. But it was basically staged for it to look this way because of his power and the other guy being so slow. He was just there for the taking, and it looks good. But it kind of goes. It's the best thing that could have happened to Shelly Finkel. and their team because they make a statement, but at the same time, it's for somebody that knows it's not the greatest thing ever. Obviously, but for the casuals and I even they probably even believe that they did really good. That they have something that they're bringing to the table now.
Yeah.
That's all.
But it's not like it's the first time he knocks out somebody. That's the way I see it. I mean, it's like okay, he knocked out Spilka. He knocked out who else did he knock? He knocked out Molina and all these guys. Nobody was going crazy, but it
Yeah.
seems like because he knocked out Brazil, I don't know. What the hell? What's going on?
Well, you know what, Boots? So like I say, it for me it always depends on like who you're fighting. Now, if you'd have went in there and did that shit to Dillian White or Povetkin or something like that, then
Hmm.
credit where credit's due. But Brazil ain't shit, bro. Dude didn't even start boxing until he was 23 or 24 or whatever the hell it was, bro. Like, come on, man. It was a good. I mean, it was a good knockout, but it was against subpar competition. That's just what casuals got. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't shit.
It took
As
it
far
took
as the
seven.
AJ fight goes,
Go
as
ahead, go
far
ahead.
as the AJ fight goes, though, like I'm on the table about it, but I still lean towards AJ just because he's done so much more and he's more fundamental.
It took AJ 7 rounds to knock out Brazil. It took 1 round for Wilder to defeat Brazil. Just putting it out there. I just want to create some. What do you guys think about that statement?
That's what they're claiming. I mean, that's what happened, but obviously that's their claim to fame. That Wilder knocked them out. It doesn't matter. If AJ knocked Brazil in 7 rounds, it doesn't. It's not going to tell us what will happen between the fight amongst Wilder and AJ. That doesn't say anything.
Exactly. I was just gonna say I got a perfect analogy for that, bro. Look, man, Ali went to war and lost to Frazier and Kenny Norton. Then George Foreman came in there and smoked them both in 2 rounds, bro. So does that mean George Foreman beats Ali? No. Like, bro, styles make fights, dog. You can't say that's like when these fucking casuals say, Bucho, oh well, Tank Davis stopped Pedraza and Lomachenko went the distance with him, so that
Yeah.
means Tank stops or Lomachenko too. Like, no, bro, like, no.
Mayweather stopped Hutton in round 8 or something. Pacquiao ended it in 2 rounds. So what?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly. There's so many analogies you can make to that, Bucho. Like, I'll give you just off the top of my head. Um, Junior Jones and Barrera. Okay, Junior
Yeah.
Jones beat Barrera twice, and then Eric Morales went in there and smoked him. Now, does that mean Eric Morales just steamrolls Barrera? No. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
Vernon Forrest beat Shane Mosley and
Mayorga.
yeah, and Mosley lost to what Mayorga, and Mayorga was able to beat Vernon Forrest.
Yeah. No, it's these triangle theories. They don't make any fucking sense.
yeah, they
Um,
don't.
in the chat, what are people saying here? Um, official boxing scorecard said Bucho. It's because Brazil didn't have time to make him look stupid. So it could have. I mean, really, if Wilder wouldn't have knocked out Brazil, maybe Brazil would have given him a tough fight. I mean, we saw ex-football player Gerald Washington win like 4 rounds against Wilder. So I wouldn't have been surprised if Brazil would have won a few rounds if he hadn't gotten knocked out. But I mean, we will never know. We gotta be credit to Wilder for having that power. What else do we have in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
chat? Yeah, go ahead.
I just like to say he's got a really good a 1-2 combination. I mean, I'm not taking away nothing from Wilder. It's just like for example that punch that he threw with his jab with his left hand when he threw it out there, whether it was a pawing, a rangefinder, a punch to Pierce. When he threw it with that hand, when he got to the guard, he was able to push Brazil's hand out of the way in order to come right behind it with the with the with the right hand. So
Mm-hmm.
he used it for that. He used the jab to push Brazil's hand out of the way in order to clear the way for the right hand. So he's able to do little tricky things with with that 1-2.
Yeah,
So credit to him for
especially
that. But he just needs to get he just needs to fight AJ because AJ is only gonna get better just like Vladimir Klitschko did. So it's in their best interest. The people don't want to wait around. I mean, whether he's got his profile is built or not at this point, it doesn't matter about the purse split. People are still gonna pay big money because they don't want the marinating process to continue. It's gonna probably even people are tired already.
Yeah. And the other thing is too, Wilder's 33 going on 34. AJ's like 28 or 29. So in the next couple of years here, Wilder's going to be slowing down. That mid 30s is when it happens to everybody, bro.
he's a heavyweight.
So yeah, but no,
Yeah, I
yeah,
know what you mean.
but I suppose, but still, I would jump on
He's not
it
getting
because
any
I think,
younger.
yeah,
He's not getting
exactly.
any
He's not
younger,
getting
you know.
any, yeah, he's not getting any younger. Exactly, Bucho.
All right, we
Yeah,
have a. Let me just introduce corruption in boxing.
Let me break it down for you.
Oops.
Let me break it down for you. Let me break it down for you fucking retards. I'm very happy I placed a large bet as well just to prove that word is bond. But so who's standing tall now, you little motherfuckers?
All right, welcome corruption.
Hey King.
What's up?
What's up, corruption?
Hey Johnny.
How you doing,
how you
buddy?
doing, corruption?
Yeah. Good to hear you're back on your feet, Gonzalo.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
You want to chime in here, corruption? What do you think about this discussion?
King, remind me what was the so was
Well, we're
Shelly
just.
Finkel doing a press conference here?
I don't know if he did a press conference. I just read that he's very optimistic about the fights happening, and he's in talks with John Skipper from the Zone, and he's in talks with Bob Arum, and he says that the fight will happen, but he never tells
King,
us. He never tells us when. Which is the
yeah,
most important
King,
part.
you've only got to look at the timing of any sort of publicity coming out from the Wilder camp. We saw Luis Ortiz obviously enter the ring, so I think it's a marketing ploy to try and soften the criticism that will be forthcoming when they announce that Luis Ortiz will be his next opponent, because there's going to be so much disillusionment, certainly from the United Kingdom, who obviously have two heavyweights who they feel is more inclined to fight Wilder, is a better opponent from a credibility standpoint, as opposed to Luis Ortiz, who is already knocked out. So they're just trying to keep anticipation, and they just want to try and keep his credibility and the self promotion he's doing. They just want to. It's just marketing strategies. You only
Yeah,
got to look at the timing.
yeah, corruption. See,
Yeah.
that's kind of what I'm getting at, bro. Like they're gonna say, "Oh, we're gonna get AJ next," knowing damn well they're gonna fight 75-year-old Luis Ortiz next. Like they're saying that, knowing fucking well they got Luis Ortiz already lined up for the rematch. Like you say, it's a marketing thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so we can more easily digest this crap of a fight. We're gonna take a bite of that shit and go like, well, at least after this piece of shit, we're gonna get the fights we want.
Exactly. The PBC are on a very aggressive pay-per-view phased policy, which it's going against their original principles. So people are already frustrated. They've also got apparent investor issues who are looking to, because they're leveraged about 4.5 billion with all of their rights issue going back around 10 years. So a lot of short-term investors, there's strong rumors that the company is going to be sold to some sort of a tech company. Not 100% clear at the moment, but there seems to be some rumblings there. So they're just trying to stay face, trying to keep investors as well. They know that Wilder is obviously their biggest asset, and that a fight with AJ at the right time could accrue around $200 million. So they need to retain their investors. So it's just publicity they're doing all around. That's why they're announcing all of these pay-per-views as well, to try and obviously generate short-term revenue.
Yeah, not to change subjects, but what the fuck is the holdup with announcing Spence and Porter? What, are they gonna cry because they're not on pay-per-view, or what the hell's going on?
I'm not sure about that one, Johnny. I thought that fight was going to be, given that Errol Spence has already done, you can say, reasonably well in his first sort of inaugural pay-per-view. Although if you actually break down the demographics, the PBC were using Mikey Garcia to get Errol Spence over. So I think I heard Jimmy, he made an excellent point that it was definitely, that crowd was definitely pro Mikey Garcia, and I think the pay-per-view were definitely a larger representation of the Mexicans who were supporting Mikey Garcia as opposed to, say, Black Americans or indigenous Texans who were supporting Errol Spence. So very misleading from Errol Spence to come out and proclaim that he's a pay-per-view king and he's castigating Sean Porter, that he can't sell out a Sunday tea party or whatever else. But very superficial. I think he's blowing smoke up his own ass.
Yeah. It's not that easy, like, for example, Mayweather and Pacquiao, they turned pro 96 and 98, and it took them a long time, to like 2007 and 2008, to become, respectively, to become pay-per-view stars. So for Spence to cherry pick a few three defenses, and one being a lightweight, and call himself a pay-per-view king, I mean, that's absurd. And plus, there's guys like Adrian Broner that make money even though they lost. So I don't understand the hate also that he's talking about.
Yeah,
pretty much.
And that's I'll tell you a good one too. I believe, if memory serves, Pacquiao's first pay-per-view was against the rematch against Morales. The first one was fucking free. Picture that nowadays.
Yeah, but they're pretty much making that, whatever Pacquiao made around those times. I don't know, but these guys are making that money maybe now. But like, as far as like the big money, like when he fought De La Hoya and all that, and the same with Mayweather when he fought De La Hoya as well. I mean, that money, they're not seeing that yet. But of course they're not. I mean, they have to prove themselves still. I mean, you think their career merits at the age of 28, 29 to even be considered as like a future Hall of Famer? No, not even.
My bad, Bucho. I didn't mean to get into a whole thing about that. I was just saying, what the fuck is the holdup from them announcing that fight?
You know what it is? Sometimes, we criticize the promoters, that they're extremely money hungry and they're putting on too many pay-per-views and just ripping off the public. But sometimes it's not always the promoters' fault. It's the sheer wage demands of these fucking fighters, got no humility, no humbleness, no respect for their sort of fan base. It's their exorbitant sort of wage demands. So a promoter generally has no choice. He's got to put it on pay-per-view, especially when the PBC have been setting a precedent, because what it is now they got a problem, because fighters like Errol Spence and Manny Pacquiao now, they're outside the PBC sort of generic contract. Pretty much all of their fighters have a contract, which I'm not 100% certain, but from what I've heard and from certain sources, if a fighter exceeds a monetary value, say Keith Thurman, if his earnings exceed 3 million, then his contract is automatically re-upped by 2-3 years without any sort of negotiations. But for some of these bigger marquee stars who have had a minimum guarantee in the past, the PBC literally has to put them on pay-per-view, because are they really going to take such... I mean, is Errol Spence going to now go down from 8 million on pay-per-view back down to 1 million on regular Fox?
Okay, but
he's going to say,
well,
no way. So
if they don't have the money,
they're creating their own demons now.
Yeah, but how will they generate that money with pay-per-view if few people buy it? Can they incur a loss if they do this and the fight doesn't do well?
They to make a loss, that basically a pay-per-view will generally pay for the will pay for the purses of the fighters. Now, depending on where it is and what it's priced, normally a break even is around 300,000 Butcher in the States.
Oh
From
boy,
my, if it's priced around
$70.
$75, yeah, it obviously depends on who the fighters are. How much are they getting paid? Say their purse was split, say $15 million. Then yeah, you would say about 325,000 they break even. But then it depends on international rights fees. More and more broadcasters are putting on the fights, even on their domestic. If you look at Australia, everything pretty much is pay per view. Costa Zoo's son just fought on Tim Zoo, and it was I think $60 or $70. So over there is pay
Jesus.
per view for pretty much every major fight. So it's very depending on where you are, etc.
Yeah. Same thing was with the Jeff Horn fight, right? Corruption
Yeah,
and the
that's it.
Mundiang.
Yeah, they've got to pay per view for pretty much any sort of semi decent world class world championship fight. Definitely pay per view.
Well,
And
what?
like also Joseph Parker. So they make pretty good money, right? They're kind of they benefit from being from that area. The fighters.
Yeah, it's a small sport. I mean, Aussie rules football and cricket and swimming just tend to be the biggest sort of sports over there. But
Yeah, no,
it's a
but
niche
I
market.
agree. They're not gonna ruin their little plan that they got going on here. It's like they pretty much revealed their hand with Luis Ortiz not taking the Joshua fight, pretty much
Hmm.
meaning that that's gonna be Deontay Wilder's next opponent. For that further guarantee that we're talking about what 2020 next. That they'll be set for the fall this later
Yeah.
this year. Then now the pressure's on AJ because he's got to get through a much tougher, challenger in Reese than what it is
Yeah.
in comparison to Brazil. Because I mean, I could talk about that, but you guys make your own assessment of the fighter. But I just think he's just a better opponent. And then he's got a further date to fulfill because we know that Wilder's gonna beat Ortiz in the fall as well. Because the man also, you can guys can come to your own determination on that. He's holding whatever you guys want to say, but it's just the truth. But they're not gonna ruin their plans. The PBC, it's kind of like WW. It's all staged. You know, they're not gonna throw Park. Dillian White in there. Not even the younger Polish guy, Kaunaki. They're not gonna do that. It's too risky. But anyways, that's it.
Yeah, Dillian White is an interesting one because a lot of people have a lot of people are moaning that I don't personally. I don't think Dillian White has deserved a WBC title shot. If you actually look at the WBC's rulebook, all of these fringe WBC titles that he's picked up, it doesn't automatically put him into a mandatory position. The WBC effectively told him, look, to be a mandatory, you've got to be in an eliminator, even with Brazil, or you've got to fight Luis Ortiz. To me, that makes sense because the guys he fought, a Malcolm Tan who was 6 years retired, a Joseph Parker who wasn't ranked in the WBC. So, and then he didn't fight Luis Ortiz, but he wanted to fight Derek Chisora in the rematch, and Chisora wasn't ranked anywhere. So, I think the WBC, they're a bunch of fucking degenerates as well. But I think that they made a reasonable stance with him and say, look, you gotta fight Brazil or you gotta fight,
Well,
Ortiz, and I think that's fair enough.
apparently, Dylan White, who's he fighting again? I forgot. What's his name?
That Colombian
Oscar
guy.
Rivas.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Rivas.
that's the thing.
Apparently, Eddie Hearn is talking with the WBC and he's pushing for the idea of having that fight a mandatory fight for one of those belts. I don't know which one. Uh, for one of AJ's belt.
Yeah,
I
that,
think.
Um,
that that'll be
okay.
possible. He's quite highly ranked in. I think Dillian. I'm not sure exactly, but I think he's highly ranked in pretty much all of the organizations. So that's possible, King.
Okay. I don't know how you can push a sanctioning body to do something. I mean, don't they have their own fucking rules? Somebody from the
If
outside
you,
comes in and tells them what it doesn't make sense.
if you look at the Kubrat Pulev one, I mean, they pulled out of purse bids. Right, there was a purse bid. The Bulgarians obviously won the purse bid, and then apparently Dillian White told Eddie Hearn, "Look, I'm not going to Bulgaria." So even with the rules, Eddie Hearn made a counter offer to saying that, "Look, even though we've lost the purse bid, we want the fight in the United Kingdom." So Pulev is like, "No way, we've won the purse bid. You've got to adhere to the rules now. You'll make a lot of money." But so why'd he even turn that down? And that was for an IBF,
Hmm.
final eliminator. So he likes to moan and bitch, King. But if you really break down and read in between the lines, he's a bumba clut. He's just moaning for no reason.
Hmm. All right. See what else I have here. People in the chat saying that Rivas will be White's second best win. Uh, who's his best win? Chisora, I guess. Magic Man says Rivas is pretty
Parker.
good. Oh yeah, Joseph Parker. Forgot about that. He almost got knocked out at the end. Magic Man in the
Yeah,
chat is
yeah.
saying Rivas is pretty good. I think he beats Pulev. I think he beat Pulev in the amateurs. Is that correct, guys? Rivas beating Pulev in the amateurs?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
People are saying I favor White to win. Bomba clot. All right. Um. All right. Corruption.
Yo,
What's stalling this fight between AJ and Wilder? I want to get your take on this.
what's what? Sorry.
Who's stalling the fight? Who's preventing this fight from happening?
King,
Come on. I know you know. I know you have an opinion.
nah, King. I mean, it's anybody's.
I guess.
Both sides are going to, keep face, and neither is going to really confess to what is happening. Um, so many offers have been made, counter offers. King, it's just a chaotic situation. I,
Give us your take. What do you
I don't know.
think? Speculation.
I think personally, I think that I you know my thoughts on the $50 million, £50 million off. Sorry, $50 million offer. That was definitely a red herring. Contractually that couldn't have happened. They didn't disclose the parties, but King, I think it's a little bit of both. I think both parties are at fault. It is a
All right.
potentially a big money fight. So um,
What about
Wilder realizes now with the negotiations that if they're offering him 30 million, then quite easily he's holding out for at least 50 to 100 million. He knows he can get the money,
Oh
certainly
my
from
god.
the zone. So contractually, that's why I think he's playing
And
Yeah,
do
a
you think
very
he's
hard
right?
negotiation game because he realizes, yeah, he can definitely if they're paying Canelo Alvarez some serious money, then he's holding that for about 100 million, I think.
see, I agree. Corruption. I think it's a little bit of blame to go around as far as that not happening goes.
Why did
Yeah,
Wilder
I think
reject? Go
you
ahead,
said it
Gonzalo.
yourself about how this fight could potentially be worth 200 million. So that's one of the reasons. But and now like the pressure's more on AJ, even though he's got the better record, the better resume. If like I said, if he beats Ortiz, Wilder, he's ready to go in 2020. Now, you know, um, Joshua's got to fulfill his date in July, I mean, and then he's got one more day to fulfill. But if he gets past those two opponents, then he's ready. But in the meantime, Deontay Wilder keeps wording his mouth because he's got the coast cleared now until next year. given he beats Ortiz. This whole time he's gonna be running his mouth, talking and talking. And for me, that side, I'd rather see I don't like that part of Deontay Wilder. I rather not hear that. It's just, to me, that's not building up a fight. You know,
All right, we have
but that's just the way it is.
just let me introduce Recognize the Matrix. Where is his intro? Yeah.
Don't get fooled when they tell you that the crime rate is down in New York. Every time I watch the local news, they're always talking about, well, there was a stabbing here, there was a stabbing there, there was a shooting there, but the crime is down.
All right, what's up? Recognize.
What's going on, people?
What up, yo?
What's up, Matrix?
Johnny Boy, Gonzalo, corruption in boxing. Who else am I missing? Bucho.
Yeah. Welcome to the show. So I don't know if you've been listening. We're just talking Wilder and Joshua and Fury and Shelly Finkel saying that the fights will happen, but he doesn't give us a fucking date. What do you think about all of this? Are you tired of this shit?
Been tired of it, man. Been tired of it. It's like a little scheme between both camps or all camps, I think.
Yeah.
One side says this, the other side says that. I mean, I think Deontay Wilder laid it out for you. I think he laid it out. He might fight Ortiz twice. Keep that in mind. Remember that. He said he might fight Ortiz 2 more times. In order for that to happen, he has to lose in a rematch to make it look realistic. Or
Start your show now.
So
press 1 to hear important.
you have to keep. The fuck is that? That's not me.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
That's the call in. I'm thinking that somebody interfered with my line.
Blog Talk Radio.
Sorry, man. I don't know how to do this without.
No,
fucking...
I mean, with me, man, you know how many times, the cops used to tap my phone, so anything's possible. So anyway.
Could be X.
It's a long time ago, but, you never know. Anyway, so yeah, I think that you got to keep in mind that Wilder already laid down what seems to be the plan. 3 fights, 2 of them might be with Ortiz, so there's a good chance don't be surprised if he expects a good fight. I don't know why he would expect a good fight from Ortiz second time around, but I think he laid it out. I think these guys are probably going to fight in late 2020, maybe 2021. Who knows?
Yeah. See, bro, this was pissing me off. Like, people even on my videos will be like, why aren't you talking about Wilder or AJ or Fury? I'm like, bro, because I'm sick of hearing about it, dog. They're not fighting each other. And if they're not fighting each other, the outcome, for the most part, is predetermined, bro. So I don't give a shit, dog. Like,
You see, even Ortiz knows that he's in there to lose, but they're pretty much telling him they're guaranteeing him. I bet if AJ offered him $7 million, they're offering him probably twice as much in order to retire into the sun. Who cares
They're
if he loses?
offering Ortiz twice as much.
Well, this is what I mean. This is just my estimation. I'm not. Don't quote me. This is what I'm thinking. Like, if he didn't take that for 7.5, I must imagine they tell him, keep cool. Keep cool. Do what we want you to do. We're gonna probably pay you twice as much. I mean, I'm not saying that's the way it is, but as far as for him to retire and be cool about it at his age, to fit their plan, and to move forward with what they want.
I think Ortiz is one of the dumbest fucking Cubans on the planet. He'll probably fight for $500,000, I think.
I'm going to agree with corruption. I don't see doubling anything when it comes to PBC and Ortiz versus Wilder. I just think that Ortiz is told to stay in place.
He's probably
This is why
fighting through his original birth certificate.
Right. Listen, a guy like Ortiz, this is what gets me mad about the PBC defenders. It's like, no. If there's anybody who has slave contracts, it's those people. They're the ones that have slave contracts. Ortiz is he's probably in no situation to say I want the AJ deal on his own. He's probably in one of those situations where they're like, you do what we tell you.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's exactly why the PBC controls Ortiz. That's his pawn, and that's an important one for them. In order for Deontay Wilder to be valuable, he needs to beat a credible opponent. So they're saying, don't go fight AJ for 7.5. We'll pay you more. Now I don't know how much, but we need to use you maybe like later this fall. We pay you more. You lose. You still make out with decent money, more than the 7.5, and you can retire into the sunset. That's what I'm saying. The PBC needs him in order to make more money in the future with the AJ fight.
You know how
To
they're
build
gonna.
his resume.
You know how they're
Yeah.
gonna. You know how they're gonna build that rematch up to. It's gonna be like Luis Ortiz, the Cuban assassin. Last time they fought, it was
The Cuban assassin.
Yeah.
It was a fucking complete war the last time they fought. One of the best fights in the last decade of boxing and shit like that. That's what they're gonna do to sell that shit.
He looks like every time he gets punched in the stomach, he just farts because he's an old man, right?
Ortiz is he's kind of strange. It's almost like his legs died in a car crash, but his upper body miraculously survived and functions.
We make fun of Wilder's legs. I think somebody's got to start looking at his legs.
It's
They're
rigor
terrible.
mortis in the ring, yeah, man.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? ET? ET, that's Ortiz.
No, but seriously,
See.
the last two Ortiz performances aren't even that great. I mean, he actually looks
No, they weren't
he's
great.
aged now, so it's not. Why would you be excited? The only reason why you would be excited about this fight is because of the first fight and how at some point in that boring ass fight, Luis Ortiz managed to hurt Deontay Wilder. That's it. Because it's not like Ortiz is on fire right now.
Yeah, dude. And people like to forget about this. The nothing but shit happened in the first 5 rounds of that fight, too, dog.
That was his best performance, and keep in mind, he lost that fight.
Yeah.
I mean, his last 2 wins are garbage. It's just like
complete garbage.
Nothing happening there. Yeah.
Yeah, look,
Are we haters?
Christian Hammer, the obese Richard Schaefer lookalike, he almost set the blueprint of how to beat him. Instead of coming forward and walking onto his big left hand, just sort of stay back, lean back, and just fire a straight right hand, and he couldn't handle it. If he had any power, Luis Ortiz would have been worm food.
Don't you guys find it weird that what do you guys make of Wilder saying, who knows, I could possibly fight Ortiz 3 times? What do you guys make of that?
That's just him trying to build shit up that doesn't matter.
Right. That's what I think he's trying to say, Ortiz could possibly beat me, that type of thing.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Right. I agree, but it was just weird hearing him say that shit.
Yeah, because this was Holyfield Riddick Bowe or something. I mean, get out of here, man.
Shit, if you lose to Ortiz, goddamn, that's bad.
I mean, when Luis Ortiz fought, this absolute bum from the United Kingdom, who, believe it or not, could be in line for a Joshua fight in the future, according to Eddie Hearn. Dave Allen, who's been a sparring partner. I mean, Dave Allen was just walking him down with his hands down, and Ortiz couldn't do shit. But it was a very fortunate stoppage. Referee, I think, came in at the last round and stopped it when Dave Allen was taking a little bit of punishment, but it was nothing significant. He was just hands down saying, come on, hit me. Ortiz couldn't do fuck all. So he's one of the most overrated boxers in the last decade.
True.
Agree. Totally agree with that.
But is he still a dangerous
Especially
boxer?
that he's off his PEDs now, too, on top of that.
But it's a heavyweight
As
division.
long as we're sorry, Bucho.
No, I was just going to say, it's not an exciting heavyweight division. I mean, this is the best we have. Is this the best we have? Like Ortiz Wilder. If Wilder cannot fight Fury and he cannot fight Joshua, is this the best fight possible for Wilder?
No, he could be fighting Povetkin or Dylan White or who the fuck else is there?
The Dillian White's a mystery to me. Like I don't know why. I just feel he beats White and he knocks him out. But he's not willing to take that chance. It's not really a mystery. He's done this in the past. Wilder's never fought from and you guys can correct me if I'm right, if I'm wrong. He's never fought his WBC number one contender. He's never since holding the belt.
Wasn't it Luis Ortiz?
I don't think so. I don't think Luis Ortiz was number one.
Guys in the
He might have
chat,
been number 3.
help us out.
No, Ortiz was a voluntary.
Voluntary defense.
Yeah.
White has been his mandatory, again, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, for at least a year, if not more.
No, it's the other way around. Brazil was his mandatory, but Dillian White was the number one ranked. But the number one rank doesn't mean you're a mandatory.
Right, okay, so he hasn't fought, what I meant to say is he hasn't fought the number one ranked for his belt. He hasn't fought that guy.
Povetkin for him was his mandatory, I remember that.
Right,
You're
that
right.
was his mandatory.
In the
Yeah.
chat, Precise is saying that Luis Ortiz failed a drug test, so I guess he wasn't ranked by the WBC.
Yeah, he wasn't.
You know what, bro? That's the same sucker shit. See, the WBC always pulls some sucker shit with these PBC fighters. Like, look at what they let Mikey Garcia do with holding on to that lightweight belt, and he hadn't defended it in like 2 fucking years, bro. Like, the WBC's always pulling some sucker shit with the PBC fighters. I swear, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you guys looked at before the whole fiasco with Povetkin and Wilder was ducking that fight. Wilder was already ducking the Povetkin fight. He was asking for voluntary defenses, and he was getting them. Then when it was like, okay, no more, that's when they pulled the okey doke. Oh, I was ready to go to Russia and fight for my life because I was going to fight the big bad Russian wolf, and I'm just a vulnerable small little American.
This dude in the chat, H Money, Hohen Money, is saying Devin Haney's gonna beat the shit out of Lomachenko. Bro, go tell him to take care of Teofimo.
Yeah, I think he's
first,
joking.
bro.
He has to be joking.
Oh,
Yeah, he's joking.
Yeah.
Even
I
if
think
it's
so.
true, like I don't.
Yeah,
Like,
and
okay.
after that,
I hope so.
recognize he didn't want to take any more voluntaries. He only fought Stavern.
Stavern was a mandatory, yeah, I think.
Yeah, so like in 2 years he has until now really he's only fought what Stavern as a mandatory. Anything else has just been put his
But
way.
he's never fought the number one ranked for his belt. Am I correct?
He
Yeah,
must
I
have at some point. He has
I'm gonna
like
have to
9
go back to the
defenses.
archive, but I think on top of my head, tentatively, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I think he could beat Dillian White. That's just, I think if obviously you got to wait till the fight happens, but I think that he wins that battle. It's a matter of who cracks who first. I think Wilder's a better puncher, faster. So I got my money on Wilder to beat him. I don't
You
know
think he's
why
a
he don't
better
make that fight.
Well, you think he's a better
Dangerous fight.
punching,
Yeah.
but not technique-wise, skill-wise. He's not better than Dylan White.
No, it's not. I agree with you on that.
As long as we brought up White, what the hell is going on with him in Fury?
Oh, they just going at it, Tyson Fury can't keep his mouth shut, and neither can Dillian White. You say something about Dillian White, he's going to come back at you.
They just jaw jacking back and forth.
It's interesting that Dillian White came out and said, like, I think about a year or a year and a half ago that him and Fury, they sparred extensively. And Dillian White said that he dropped Fury at least 10 times in sparring. Fury never came out and he never rejected it or rebutted it at all. So there appears to be some truth there.
Yeah, I heard 7, something like that. But yeah, anyways.
By the way, in the chat, Apology Man, thank you for your contribution. He says Gonzalo is back. Yes, he is. He's getting better now. So, good news.
Thank you. Thank you.
So what are you
the
saying?
Terminator, I'll be back.
We're worried about you, Gonzalo.
Give me your boots,
Thanks,
your
man.
jacket, and your motorcycle.
I'll take your underpants too.
But Gillon White is getting better. He's starting to become like a boxer puncher. He doesn't, just stand there and brawl. Ever since his conditioning has got better, he's getting a little bit better, more surgical with his sort of hooks, his left hook especially. So and he's got a good chin as well. So it could be a it could be a 50-50 fight with Wilder.
It's a dangerous fight, I'll admit, because if he catches him with one of that fucking left hook of his, I see Wilder going to sleep. But I just think that Wilder will be faster, get there faster, and I think he can still hurt White. And I do see White getting better. I've seen White getting better ever since he's kind of lost to ever since his loss to AJ. I think that he's been slowly getting better. So yeah, it's a good fight, but he just needs. Like, I don't understand if he's so great. Like, make that fight happen. That's your number one ranked. I don't know if he's your mandatory. I mean, when you're number one ranked, you should be mandatory. Goddammit. I don't understand the technicalities there, but fight already. Fight the guy.
Yeah, it's like Dillian White is good, and he gets a lot of slack for getting knocked out against Joshua, but he was also able to hurt Joshua in that fight. And if you want to go a few years back, I know it's the amateurs, but Dillian White was able to KO Joshua as well. But so it's time now, it's been a few years.
I think they went the distance.
They went but he put him on his ass. I think
he wobbled him badly.
I mean,
he did touch the canvas. Recognize. I remember seeing that fight.
And White touched the canvas.
Yeah, and White's. I mean, White's got a couple. I mean, not great wins or anything, but he's got a couple of notches in his belt since that happened. I mean, he beat Parker. He knocked out Chisora. So, I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah. In other words, he's developed, and in that matter, in that regard, also, like, Dillian White has never really been in a title shot. He hasn't had a title shot, so he should be ranked high there. In the WBC.
Yeah.
I have the rankings over here. Well, I don't know if I'm guessing they've been updated. They're from FightNews.com. Dillian White is ranked number 1 by the WBC. Number 1 in the WBA is Trevor Bryan. In the IBF, we have Pulev, and in the WBO we have Dillian White again. So.
What's going on with Pulev? Is he in court because of that dirty bitch, or what's going on?
I think he's getting a re-education shit or something like that. Programs. I don't know what the hell that means.
Okay, yeah. Slap on the wrist.
Old plastic ass, face lifting, money greedy cunt.
Yeah, she's all of that. She's even more than that. She's disgusting. And then she showed up at one of the fights. I don't know if you guys remember. I don't know which fight it was.
After he beat her up, she showed up to one of the fights.
Yeah, she was in there and she was like smiling, and the cameras were all over her. Like, what, man? What the hell? She doesn't give
like she's a
single fuck.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Like what?
Oh, he mashed her.
Yeah, I think he may have throat banged her a couple of times, and she made the whole thing up. That's what it sounds like to me.
She comes showing up after his fights after he smashed her up.
Yeah.
Hell no.
And then, hey, girls do it, man. They do that. Well, once you bang them a couple of times and you stop banging them, they're gonna teach you a lesson.
Oh yeah, of course.
Was she just starting? Was she just starting her career as boxing reporter? Because I had really never seen her before.
Wait. Who are we talking about here? She was a boxer. I'm talking about Kovalev.
Oh, okay, never mind. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, no.
We're talking about no. We're talking about the
Pulev.
Yeah, Pulev.
Oh, okay.
The one girl.
That I hope he didn't throat bang her, because I don't know what that is. I mean,
okay.
I
hope Kovalev ain't getting no throat bang. I mean, that dude's pretty.
I thought.
No. I'm talking about the girl that accused Kovalev. It sounds to me like he throat banged her a few times, and she's she's upset because she stopped getting phone calls.
Yeah,
that
what
why
I'm
you
saying, I
always
never
used to
seen
change
that
your
girl
It's
name?
hard for
before
a man
as
to
a
look at you the
reporter.
same. It's hard for a man to look at you the same when he throw bangs you. It's just
Hey, recognize. Is that what
girls
you
should
why
know
you
this by
always
now.
recognize? Is that why you always used to change your name? Like use
Yes,
fake names?
yes. I
I
got like
see.
20 of them. I forget all of them.
El Patron. What's the other one?
Romeo, Rico. I used to go by Rico.
Rico.
Yeah.
Was
Uh,
it your nickname?
I told this one chick my name was Hank. What else? Carlos, Miguel,
X.
X.
Cello. I met a dude named Cello
Cello.
before, so he was like
That
cool. I was like, I'm gonna use your name when I meet my next victim.
I'm
that's
sure you
my
used the
name.
name Miguel Cotto as well, yeah?
Yeah, well, no, not the Kodo part. I hate that motherfucker. But
That's my
anyway,
name, Chalo. Chalo Gonzalo. They call me Chalo. Me and my father. Me and my father. Yeah.
Cello. Remember like a
Yes.
cello? Yeah. So
Yeah, but mine is Chalo with
Charlo,
the name. Chalo. Yeah.
Chalo. I know. I got you.
Yeah. Yeah, and and Gonzo. That's what they call me.
Gonzo.
Yeah,
I should have used that one.
Gonzalez, but Gonzalo comes from Gonzalez. But they call me Gonzo too.
I think I told a girl my name was Dick one time. Just call me Dick.
Dick
No, but
what?
anyways, that girl's career's over even before it started.
Who's
Like I said,
this?
the Jenny Sushi.
What a fucking name, man. Is
Apparently,
that a real
her name is
girl?
not Sushi.
I don't know if you guys know. Is she a real girl?
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
her name is fake. Apparently, she had like a sushi restaurant where they
Right.
served the sushi on top of a naked woman. So basically, a naked woman is a plate, and you would eat off of her,
Mm-hmm.
like some Illuminati fucking ritual or something. So
Sounds
that's
nice.
why.
But I mean, who were the
Yeah.
girls? Like, were they cute? The girls?
From the picture I saw, yeah, they're not fat. I'll tell you that. They
Okay.
didn't see the face, but I'm assuming they're good looking.
Yeah. Yeah. They usually, slim
Well,
girls
who's gonna
have.
eat off of
Well, not
like?
all of them.
I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not eating off a fucking
I
fat
think
woman.
I think her real name's Jenny Ravello. Anyways,
Ah, yeah.
talking
Jenny
about
who?
her.
What was the
According
last
to your
name?
research,
Ravello, like a Puerto Rican, like Filipino last name.
yeah, she's
Ravello.
Filipina. Yeah,
I don't like the size of her head, man. It's like man-sized head. Yeah, she got like a
yeah,
man-sized head.
I was just
she
talking to
does.
John in the Hangouts. I was like, bro, I never thought much of that Alexis Texas bitch. She's got a nice ass and all that, but you could fit a fucking extension cord through that gap in her teeth.
You
Oh
know
God,
something? I know who you're talking about.
did
I
you bang
know.
her?
What? Alexis, Texas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met her before. Yeah.
Whoa.
Never
Go
did
ahead.
anything with her, but I met her. Met her. Never did anything with her. I didn't even know she was a porn star. She didn't even know. They were like, dude, you know who that? She was banging somebody else I know.
You gotta use
So
it. You gotta use that Easy E line from NWA. Gap teeth, so my dick's got to fit.
I'm like, if your teeth could fit in that, man, you got a noodle dick, boy.
Was she
you got a
Like a
floss,
little.
you got a flossy dick and fit.
was she straight looking in real life? Recognized?
She wasn't like she was just average looking to me.
Yeah.
But then when I looked at her videos, I was like,
Jesus.
damn, I should have talked to her or something because she's there to. She was giving me the look like, hey, you if you got the right amount, I'll take care of you.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Hey,
But I didn't
Yeah.
know why she was looking at me. I was like, damn. I mean, she was all right, not all that good looking.
apparently, people are saying that Jenny Sushi is a tranny. I don't know what you guys think about it. You can see the picture right there.
No, she's
Well,
not.
Dude, nah, I don't like that look. I'm sorry. Nah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it right now. I don't trust that. It could be, but that's a big head, bro. That's a man right there to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Nah, I'll pass. I'll let somebody else sacrifice himself for that one.
look. Go back to that other picture, Bucho, with the guy. Look at the size of the guy's head, and then look at her head, bro.
Yo,
Motherfuckers, three.
you need to look at her hands. If we can manage to get a picture of her, there we go. Look at those hands. I'm gonna put it in the
Man,
chat. See
her
those
head,
hands.
her head is bigger than Mikey Garcia's.
Yeah,
That's telling you
that.
something.
Does she got her hands like on Pula's balls?
No, that's apparently.
I think that's Photoshop.
Apparently, that's fake. That's fake.
I don't know. That looks like a fucking
That looks
dick
real,
grab.
man.
It looks like
He-
she's petting the snake there, bro.
Yeah, look, you know what? I mean, she could be a chick. I'm not saying that she's not, but I just don't trust that head size, man.
I don't trust those hands. Those are man hands.
Those are manly
Yeah.
hands. I mean, I can't really tell, but could be, man.
Oh God.
Could be.
How did we get into this conversation?
I don't know, man.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. We
Anybody-
started on Jessica Sushi, then we got to Kovalev. Then
Oh,
I said
yeah,
Alexis,
yeah.
Texas.
She's a Johnny boy. She's a girl. She has that girl next door look. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Yeah.
She's a nice little she's a nice little dirty secret behind closed doors.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. She's not like wild. You know what's wild about her? Not even her ass. Like it's not because it just looks cute. Like it looks like a cute ass. What looks really nice about her is her eyes.
Oh,
You can notice that shit from like anywhere. That's why I looked at her. But then they were like, "That's Alexis Texas," and I looked up the videos. I'm like, "Wow, she looks way better on the videos."
Yeah.
Like it makes her ass just look super unnatural. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Anybody
It's that
wants
big
to
ass.
save this show by talking about boxing? What
All I'll
was her
say
name,
is this,
Alex?
A lot of those girls make money on the side. Just to let you guys know that.
Yeah.
a lot of them do.
You know what
do
I
that.
mean, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what they do.
Make some pocket change.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see that? Look at that. Look at the size of that booty. Like I didn't see that in person.
I mean,
Why is she
I mean,
like all
I
banged
remember
up on the leg?
about 20 years ago, I remember working with a girl. I think she was only about 5'7", maybe 5'8".
Mhm.
Nicole was her name. I think she wasn't African, but I think she was from the Caribbean. She
Nicole.
had I tell you, her ass was unbelievably disproportionately large. It was so big, she had to walk sideways like a crab.
What did Shorty tell him in Scary Movie? She had the fat ass, man. I mean, that shit was like bang. He says, how close were you to the victim? Real close, till the roofies wore off. Then I just pulled my tongue out of her ass and left.
Yeah.
You know, they bring in health and safety officers. They had to bring in a special chair for her because she couldn't sit on one of those
You know-
recliners.
Like that's a handicap.
I know you guys don't realize this because you're looking at her, but she's Puerto Rican. She's a Puerto Rican chick, Alexis Texas.
Is she
Oh
really?
yeah.
She told me.
Oh,
She
that's
said
great.
she's Puerto Rican. She's
She
like,
was
"You're Puerto
lying.
Rican, right?" I was like, "Yes." And she was like, "So am I."
She knew you were Puerto Rican, so she was looking for something. I don't know, man. I mean, she's good looking. All right, what are we doing here, man? We're getting off topic here. We're gonna have to go back, guys. We're gonna have to go back to boxing. Hey, who's this?
Yeah. I'm gonna go visit Pacquiao like in about 2 weeks when he gets
Oh, yeah?
here to General Santos. When he gets back, yeah.
Oh,
Is
there
there
you
a gym?
I'm gonna go
Is
talk
there
to
an-
Boo Boy like one day before, and I'm gonna tell him that what time does Pac. He usually trains around 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so I can schedule to when he comes up to the gym. It's like there's not too many people there. Of course, he's gonna have some of his entourage, security, but so I can bullshit with him. He's pretty cool. Like one on one, he's all right guy.
Did you guys realize that Pacquiao, he has a rematch
Pacquiao,
clause?
he likes to speak
What's
Spanish. He spoke to me Spanish the last time.
I was
Yeah.
watching. They just put out Pacquiao's first little training video. he looked. He looked pretty good, man.
Yeah. No, Boo Boy's cool. I recognize he's really cool. Yeah.
Who, Boo Boy, right?
Yeah, he's really cool too.
Yeah, I'm sure, man. I'm sure those guys are good people. You could tell. You can tell when somebody's fake,
Yeah.
and they're really authentic about who they are.
Yeah. He's been looking good, Johnny. I saw that clip you're talking about. I believe the same one.
Yeah, he
He's
looks.
looking
He looks.
fast.
He looks sharp. Yeah, bro. He looks.
Shepherd's son said, I don't know who he's talking about. He said she was looking to recognize his organs. Who's looking to take my organs?
Alexis,
girl.
Texas?
Yeah, she was like up to my organs. She's a shorty. She's like up to my chest. I was like, are you Puerto Rican? Yeah, bitch. I'm Puerto Rican. So am I. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, you said it first.
Am I supposed to be proud of you?
She got those Puerto Rican green eyes or
Man.
something.
Letting all these white guys and every other guy smash you. I'm supposed to be proud of you.
Yeah, you should have told her you're the whore of Babylon or the whore of Puerto Rico. You should have told her that.
Exactly.
All right.
You fucked half the island.
What's wrong? What's wrong with Puerto Ricans? You didn't like? We weren't good enough for you?
Yeah, traitor.
Traitor.
Should have smacked that ass and go like, get the fuck out of here.
What's up with all these Inoue fanboys? They're going crazy at the moment.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
I
Apparently
didn't even
they're
realize he had that many fanboys. I mean,
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what the
like-
irony is that they're not even the sort of rabid fanboys are not even Japanese. They're like sort of white Brits and Europeans and
Mhm.
white Americans. They're the ones who are going
Boxing
around the
hipsters.
internet and
You know
Yeah,
what's
but
funny,
why?
man? You know what's funny? I made a video a couple weeks ago talking about Inoue and Donaire, and I was just saying I think it's going to be a good fight, blah blah blah. And that shit got like 7,000 or 6,000 views or some shit. But I got half the Philippines over there commenting on my shit every time I make a Pacquiao video. But I was like, God damn, I didn't even know this kid had that many fans. You know what I'm saying?
oh, I
No,
know, now I know how to clickbait. I'm gonna say Anui's a bitch.
Yo,
No,
man, if we make
that's
a video
good. That's
saying
good that he's marketing fans, from other nationalities. I mean, when somebody's a breakthrough star, regardless whether some people like it or not, he's gonna become famous, and it's just nobody can stop that. It's just like Wilder. If he can't be famous, it's just one of those things. And some people just have that aura about him. Is he the goods? I believe he is, but he beat when he beat the Puerto Rican cat, I was like, in my mind, my emotion took over, and I was like, wow, this guy's pound for pound. Yeah, but that's okay. That's just a fan of boxing. The emotions, but you have to put some substance to that. So I started thinking, well, this guy at least needs to win the tournament. He needs to unify with Tete and have another victory to be so we could be talking about like, he's like really the goods.
Yeah, that's kind of. I said I wouldn't have had a problem if you put him at the end of the top 10, but let's just wait and see what happens with Donaire when they set that fight up.
to me, the real marquee test has to be he's got to beat Luis Neri because he's never fought a prime puncher. And
Yeah,
Neri, if you remember,
exactly.
Neri beat he beat the ring champion like Yamanaka twice in Japan. So he effectively was number one in the division before the tournament was conceived, or whether they decided to do 118 pounds. Although Neri has not really stepped up, he's still fighting at 118 now. He's been under obviously testing, and he can't fight in Japan, but he's a very heavy-handed fighter. He's almost like the spitting image, like a mirror image, southpaw version of an Inoue aggressive sort of fighters, but there are gaping holes in defense that have not really been exploited because they've not fought power punches now. So I think that'll be the real acid test. If he can dispose of Donaire and Luis Neri, then he's the real deal. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Boxing
yeah, that's a
corruption. Let me
good
ask you a
point.
question. Do you think?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Gonzalo. I just want
Go
to
no,
ask
go ahead.
because I know you follow these weight classes. Yeah, actually, you follow all the weight classes pretty good. But do you think that a guy like a Nui, they don't put him in there with like a Neri? It's because sometimes he can stay in a straight line for a little too long when he's throwing his offense. Do you think that's the problem?
I think you're definitely onto something now. When he's if you look at his movements now, he always has to step in with his punches, and once you step in, then I think in the past he's been caught by some counter punchers who can time him with that, and if they can deal with his power, and if you look at the way he takes punches, his guard just disappears and he takes punches flush. But he's been very fortunate that he's only been fighting against some of the old Japanese guard and guys who've got like 6, 7, 8 losses, who've knocked out 15 in 35, 36. So he's fortunate that his youth, little bit of strong foundation, he's managed to absorb the punches. But against the Luis Neri, I think if he walks in with that head like that, he's gonna get leveled. I can't
Yeah.
see him taking that sort
The
of
reason why I
barrage.
bring that, the reason why I ask you that is because I noticed
Yeah.
that in a lot of his fights, and again, like I said, I don't really follow these weight classes that much. Like even Neri, I
Mhm.
think I seen like 1 or 2 highlights of him. And
That's how that's how I am recognized.
Yeah, and I'm saying to myself, if somebody with a lot of power catches him, there's going to be some problems there. I'm not saying that they'll definitely win the battle, but you don't know when you're coming kind of in straight lines and not that much head movement, and you get caught with a big shot, and maybe Neri is a big puncher, there could be a problem there.
You guys need to stop hating on my boy Inoue, all right?
All right.
Oh
You
shit!
guys need to quit. You cannot corruption. You cannot time what's timeless. Okay. Now look, I know you guys have heard of this pound for
You
pound
talking about
concept.
wine?
He's talking about some ninja stuff.
Juan and Juan, somebody
Inoue,
said.
Inoue is the greatest pound for pound fighter in the history of pound for pound. Like the reason why pound for pound exists is because of Inoue. I don't know if you guys know this, but like back in the day when Sugar Ray Robinson was boring American audiences, they built a time machine and they went into the future to find the greatest possible fighter alive, and they found Inoue, and they concocted the pound for what? What are you laughing at? Stop laughing at me! Stop
Yeah, these people are
laughing
crazy.
at
I
me!
don't
I
understand,
think a
man.
couple of vegans put a gun to his head that happen to be a Nui's fans and like
It was K-pop
forcing him to-
gangsters. They came by my house last night, man. They set me straight.
The K-pop gangsters.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah, no,
like
they got it.
corruption.
They got a gun to
Inoue
his
is
head right now.
he's a little badass, but you guys know what's up.
We also have
Yeah,
Pavel on the show.
they just
Pavel,
need to chill the fuck out. You know what I mean? It's almost like you can his career is
oh
started
boy,
at bantamweight, literally 118 pounds. So you
Yeah.
pretty much judge him from now on.
Let me
That's it.
But I agree with you, corruption, because he likes to admire his work, man. He commits to his punches so much, and then he's there for the counter. So if you could like ride out the counter or the lead punch, or take it or block it and come back with your own, he's there to be hit for sure.
Inouye went back in time to stop the JFK assassination. He blocked the bullets with his hand, and then Kennedy's head exploded out of amazement.
Well, you could.
I went back yesterday and I was watching Salvador Sanchez against Gomez, and I was looking at Salvador Sanchez's style, how he traded and usually won the exchanges, but he also got hit very hard, and he
yeah.
was able. But the thing with him, he was able to take the punches and kind of dish out his own.
But look how he
One of the
keeps
things.
his head tucked in when he
Yeah,
throws those punches,
exactly.
and that's the reason why that he was able to. That was a great fight. Great
It's
fight.
like Golovkin.
Yeah,
He
that's
His
took some.
chin is
classic.
always
He had a
hidden.
good beard though. He had a good beard, and it's one of the questions that at some point you have to. it's got to be answered as well. With Inoue, because he's gonna have to be challenged with somebody similar to him with as punching power is concerned.
I think
That's
Gomez
why
to me is the
yeah.
greatest Puerto Rican fighter of all time
Yeah, I'd have
that
to
I've
agree.
seen.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
Pound for pound wise, I'm talking about.
Yeah. Pavel, are you there?
Hi, yeah, I'm there.
Mr.
What's up,
Pavel.
Pavel? It's been a long time.
It was. Yeah, apologies on that on my part. I was super busy lately.
You've been
Yeah,
doing
so what are
some
we talking about today?
anything. We started talking about.
Some
Well, we
stupid
started
shit
with
like always, huh?
yeah. We started with Wilder against AJ and all that bullshit, but now it's over. So we opened the phone lines. By the way,
Oh,
people,
okay.
if you guys want to join in and you want to call in and give us your take on whatever related to boxing, please do so. Anyways, go ahead, guys.
We
Keep on.
started with AJ and them, and then we ended up with broads with fat asses.
Ah, that's my shit. Yeah, but anyways, I don't really have anything particular on my mind to talk about. So if you want to hear me on anything particular or anything, I'm just gonna jump in when you
All
tell
right.
me to. So
Sounds perfect. We'll talk about Inoue and his fans, and corruption brought up a good point. That a lot of these Inoue fans, they're not even Japanese, and I don't know where they're coming from. I think they're those guys who watch anime and like
Yeah,
Precise
yeah,
says,
yeah,
listen to
yeah.
K-pop. That's my take. But what do you guys think? Where are they coming? I never knew he had
What
so
was the
many
question?
fans. Well, it's not a question.
Sorry.
It's just a statement that I'm surprised that all these Inoue fans came out of nowhere and just we didn't even criticize Inoue. We're just saying, we have some questions regarding his style and
No,
everything.
Bucho,
And
your pound for pound list has to be exactly like my pound for pound list, or you don't know shit about boxing. Like it's like you
That's the way
can't
it
yeah,
have a
goes.
fucking opinion, man. You know what I mean? You
and
know what
and
it is?
it's the
It's a
most
bunch of hipsters, bro. It's a bunch of fucking hipsters.
subjective thing, like a
Yeah,
fucking pound for
exactly.
pound list. And they're fighting about it. They're getting angry because of a pound for pound list. Oh man. Anyways, we have a phone call
No,
six four six.
he's got
Hold on,
potential.
Gonzalo. We have a
Yeah,
phone call.
his
Let me just
quality.
take it.
He.
All
Go
right,
ahead. Sorry.
I'm gonna just take the phone call, Gonzalo. Maybe I'm not talking. Yeah, hello, 646. You're on the air.
Yeah, your reception is really bad. I can't really hear you guys. Sounds like you guys are underwater.
Yeah,
Sounds like
it's
he's
the
breaking up a little bit.
yeah. Do you hear us now?
Yeah, I can hear you guys now. This is Matt calling from Bronx. First time listener. I was told a lot about you guys' show, so I really wanted to listen in to see what it is you guys are about. What are the things you like to talk about in the world of boxing. I heard you guys talking about NUA and I guess his placement on people's pound for pound list after his latest dominant performance. Me personally, I have him in my top 5. I've had him in my top 10 for about 2 years now. So, I'm not really late to the NUA party. But I have seen in some places where he's placed all the way at number 1, which that I don't agree with. Because to me, there's like too much turnover in the lower weight classes. So I don't have him yet at number 1 because I think there are a couple matchups that I would like to see him fight before I place him at number 1. But I think it's more than fair to have him in the top 5 of any pound for pound list.
All right. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, I think that again, man, that these not for me. Like he's not quite there yet. Maybe we could start. In my opinion, maybe we could start talking top 10. Maybe. I don't think he's there. I don't even think he's there yet. It's not a knock on him. I do see a high ceiling for him. I also think that he can go up to 126. That's just my personal opinion. I don't know if it'll happen, but I think that he's big enough that he could get there if he takes care of 118, wins this tournament, and let's see what he does at 122. But as of right now, I'm going to respectfully disagree.
Yeah, I agree.
Um,
You know what my biggest issue is now? If you look at anywhere from strawweight to super flyweight, you've got 4 weight categories. Small increments. Fighters don't bypass complete divisions. I've gone back and tried to have a look to see if anybody else has actually done it. You don't jump from sort of light flyweight, miss flyweight, go straight to super flyweight. No other fighter's done that. And you look at the talent that was at flyweight. You had like Brian Valora, Gonzalez, Estrada, Amnet Ronrang champion. You had Kajuta Ioka, Donny Nietes, Williams Arroyo. You had killers at 112. And you jump straight to super flyweight to fight a 43-year-old veteran fighter, good slick operator, but somebody who didn't really have any power was at the end of the career. That's my biggest downside in terms of ranking him high.
Yeah, corruption. That's what we was talking about last show or the show before. We was talking about how he jumped over Chocolatito and Rung Visai and all them guys.
Yeah, you see, that's what sticks out for me. Like again, I'm not a big follower of the lower weight class, but those guys that you just named, Estrada, Roman Gonzalez, and Rung Visai, those are like the 3 best. You got to fight those guys.
I mean, Rung Visai wasn't at 112. He was always at 115. So he could have fought him later on. But if you remember, Tom Loeffler was going to make the fight between him and Gonzalez. Remember, he was ringside for the Quadras fight. So Loeffler, although nothing official was said, but he tentatively said that if Gonzalez gets past his mandatory in Sarisakat, what everybody thought he was going to do, then the next fight after that probably was going to be Inoue and Gonzalez at the Forum.
Yeah.
All right.
My thing to the caller. Thing to the caller really fast.
Oops, I muted you by mistake. Okay, go ahead. Caller, you have a question. Go ahead, Gonzalo.
Yeah, my thing to the caller with the pound for pound list is I would more likely put him towards the bottom end because there's been a lot of fighters that have had longer careers that have climbed the totem pole in this quote unquote pound for pound ranking system, that people judge upon. But so like for him to be put in the first half would be like to say we're gonna get the fighters that are already established out of the way when you usually probably have to like put in a bad performance to be taken out of those positions to be replaced by another fighter. So until like Canelo or Terence Crawford or Vasily Lomachenko, the top half, put in a performance less than worthy, then you can replace him with somebody on the bottom half that has an excellent performance. You can't just take somebody out that just knocked somebody out and say, I'm going to take somebody in the top 5 and put him in there just because of that. Because people have had, yeah.
No,
hold
I'm
on,
sorry.
Johnny Boy, hold on.
That,
Johnny Boy.
Because people have put, their time and effort.
All right, I'm gonna have to mute you.
I think Butch was trying to talk.
Caller, do you have anything else to say? Anything else you want to add? Caller, are you there?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. The thing about Inoue, he did have a chance to fight Saul Rungvisai at 115. And I'm a big believer in fighters, they have to fight their rivals. So to me, the rival of Inoue was Saul Rungvisai, and instead Inoue decided to move up to enter the World Boxing Super Series. I don't begrudge him for that because he's probably going to make more money making that move. But to me, if you want to be considered the top pound for pound guy, you got to beat your rivals. I think the rush to crown him so high in the pound for pound list is just so boxing fans can feel like they're smarter than other boxing fans. oh, you don't pay attention to the lower weight classes, so you're a casual, you don't know shit about boxing. But if you really think about it, this same type of attitude is what elevated chocolate. You know, it really was Andre Ward that should have been number one on the pound for pound list at that time. But we elevated Chocolatito just so we can seem smart, basically. So I think you're going to see a lot of that with Inoue. You're going to see him pop up on a lot of people's number one pound for pound list. I already saw that he popped up on a few prominent writers' number one pound for pound list. But it is what it is, man. We just want to see him fight the best of the divisions. So I need to see him fight Luis Neri. I need to see him fight, you know, Saul Rungvisai, Estrada, Quadras, you know, all of these guys who are in and around his weight class that I think he should get in the ring with. Maybe he should go up to 122, maybe fight somebody like Rigo, maybe fight, you know, somebody like Ray Vargas, something like that. You know, there's a lot of guys in and around his weight class that he can fight to cement his spot up top to pound for pound. The question is he going to actually take on these matchups?
All right. Well, thank you for calling. We're gonna
It's a good caller for sure,
move on.
man.
Yeah, very good call. Call again. Thank you.
I think the problem with some of these fights, like Gonzalez and then Rungvisai and now Estrada, is the fact that they all held the WBC belt, and for Inoue to fight for the WBC belt, he would have to sign up for Vara. And I don't know if you guys saw the picture of him with Nonito way back in the day, but I don't know how the fuck he grew 2 inches in his mid-20s. But, you know, if I were Nonito, I'd just be like, hey, sign up for Vada, big boy. Let's see what's up.
Isn't Inoue supposed to be like 5'5"?
Inui's listed
he's
at
grown.
5'5", yeah.
He's grown
Yeah.
somehow.
Yeah.
Well,
What
Rigo was 5'4".
what belt does Inoue got?
IBF.
IBF?
IBF.
He had the minor WBA, I think, and then that went out the window when he decided to fight for the IBF.
Yeah, precise. You know what? You're not. I mean, obviously, like anybody knows this. You're not supposed to grow 2 inches in height in your 20s. That doesn't happen. I'm not saying it never happened, but I'm just saying I don't think it's rare. It's a rare thing for somebody to grow.
No, come on. Like, don't get me wrong, Nonito's still a little bit bigger, but like that photo that you used for your thumbnail, Johnny, in that video you were talking about that fight, he looks like 3 inches shorter than Nonito.
Yeah, that's
With the shoes.
true.
Yeah.
And then,
You know what I mean?
And what's that precise?
Like, how did he grow 2 inches in the last 3-4 years? You know?
Oh yeah. You know what? It's funny you say that because I was just looking for a picture of the two of them, but I after when I found that picture, I was looking at him, and then I was looking at him face off, and I was like, "Whoa, this kid!" I said the same thing. I'm like, "Man, this kid grew a little bit."
That's the sign of human growth hormone. Barry Bonds, who was in his 30s when he started taking that stuff, he went from his whole manhood being 6'1", all through his 20s, all through his early 30s. And when he got to mid to late 30s, he was now listed at 6'2", because his head kind of.
And look, I'm not trying to say that Nonito's never taken anything. The only reason why I bring it up is because people are like, oh no, he can't fight Neri because Neri's a cheater, you know, like all that other shit. Well, Neri took Vara and he failed. Let Inoue take Vara and we'll see what happens. We'll see how good he is. That's all I'm saying. You know, people are like, oh no, don't fight that guy because he's a cheater. And it's like, whoa, come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, just to give you a comparison, Inoue is 26 currently, and I'm 23 and a half, and I'm 5'7". I grew like, I don't know, half an inch in a span of the previous 4 years from the current. So
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Pavel. I think when I totally quit growing, I'm 27. I think when I completely stopped growing, I was 22-ish, something like. Yeah, that's it. Because I was like, because when I was like 18, 17, 18, I was like 5'8", 5'9". I kind of rounded off at like 5'11". You know what I'm saying? A little under 6
Yeah.
foot. Yeah.
Shit. Yeah, that's actually an interesting topic. I can talk about that.
Yeah, it's just rare, man. I mean, most young men stop growing like 18, maybe 21. To me, those are all signs. I mean, look, I don't care. Like me
I mean,
personally, it
especially
doesn't.
for Japanese men, you know, like I'm not getting
Japanese, right?
any
You're not getting
racist
racial, right?
racial, right? But you know, it's like
You
on
guys
average
usually
they're the
top out
smallest.
pretty early.
They're little guys, bro. They're little
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Although, let me tell you something, Pavel. I passed by Madison Square Garden. I don't know who these guys were. It was like a bunch of Asian guys, and they were all. They look. The shortest guy was my height. They were all taller than me. So we're talking about
Oh,
guys 6'2" or better. You know, they're
that's
like,
easy.
yeah,
They're
that's
Yeah,
easy.
triad bodyguards.
They hire bodyguards. Yeah.
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 Unless you're a sumo wrestler.
Yo, hold on. Yo,
Pavel,
Pablo,
you're
Hell is
man.
cooking,
that?
bro.
There's a bunch of fucking
What
noise,
is
man.
that?
That
I
was
don't know.
Pavel.
Pablo's like, he's weed.
Oh,
Hey, go
he's
ahead.
rolling up a blunt. He's breaking up
Yeah.
something.
Sounds
Oh,
like
excuse me.
castanets.
He's kicking the fucking cage with the chick in it.
Behave.
And then you
Yeah,
also have like some Japanese and Chinese people that are giants, like in the 7 feet something range.
Dude,
yo, Ming.
Gonzalo, you had to like. I just happened to be passing by Madison Square Garden, and they were going into that building. I don't know who they were.
Yeah,
These Asian dudes were tall, man. They were just. I'm telling you, the shortest guy was my height. He like 6'2". That was the shortest guy. Like that was the
yeah.
shortest. I was like, man, these are the tallest Asian dudes I've ever seen in my life.
I would be intimidated. Shit. I've never seen an Asian dude that tall before in my life.
Hey,
I
what
wouldn't
happened
do.
to that
I
heavyweight?
wouldn't know what to do. What the hell?
Guys,
You know
You
what?
guys,
what
you
what
guys
happened to
remember
that heavyweight
Ishida, the
guy?
guy that Golovkin sparked? Like he
Yeah,
came up
Yeah.
from
Spar, he
154,
killed
and
him.
then like
Nobuhiro?
yeah, but
Yeah.
like he came up from 154, I think, and
Yeah,
then
he
3 years
knocked
later
out.
he's fighting at like 230 pounds or something crazy like that.
Is he 230 pounds?
He was a heavyweight. I don't know what his weight was exactly, but he went up to heavyweight, bro.
I know he went up to heavyweight, which was like fucking insane. It's just, and that's another guy. You know, I don't want to get into that talk. I don't want to piss nobody off, but another guy that only Golovkin knocked out. Just saying.
Uh, yeah. No, I think the guy that fought Canelo knocked him out too. What's his name?
Ashita.
Oh,
Ashita,
No,
we're
the guy.
talking about. I'm
no,
talking about
Yeah,
Ishida
Ashita.
knocked him out. Ishida
Yes.
knocked
No,
Oh,
I
that's
think
Sterling
right.
out.
Ashita
Yeah.
knocked him out. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the only
Sterling. Yeah,
person
that's
that's
right.
ever knocked out Ashita was Golovkin. That's it.
He probably got
Uh,
knocked out at heavyweight. I would imagine so.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't. Last time I checked his box rec, I saw that he was a heavyweight, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
The fuck, man?
Yeah, man. He had like
Yeah,
4 or 5 growth spurts.
yeah, that's a little strange. Because how old is Ishida now? He's got to be in his
Although you're right,
30s.
bro. I'm on his box rec right now. He's got 11 losses, but only 1 by KO.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Shit.
most of these
Golovkin's.
fucking guys, most of these guys that he called bums, there's only one guy that knocked them out. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just saying. That's all. I'm gonna leave it alone.
so sometimes when you're at a lower weight, you're more vulnerable to be knocked out. But when you're higher, I mean, can you take a better punch because you got more fluid surrounding your brain? Not in all cases, but what do you
Or
guys
so,
think?
or sometimes it's just that I'm better than what you guys think I am, and I'm just a better. I could take better punches than most people think. I just had a bad night against a guy who's usually gives people bad nights in his prime. So, I mean, you could look at it both ways.
Yeah. Isn't there supposed to be like this Chinese or Japanese heavyweight too that signed with the PBC or somebody?
Isn't
Well,
he like
there's a
6'10" or some shit like that?
Sandong.
Is that
Gonzalo?
Chang
He's
Chile?
with. Wasn't
Something
he
like
with
that. Yeah.
Buddy
No,
McGirt?
it's
And
Long
how
Dong.
tall is he? How tall is he?
7 feet.
Come on. I mean,
I think
dude, like, why do you 7 feet? You're a boxer. Jesus Christ,
You
man.
guys remember Ty Fields?
Yeah, I remember him.
I think
What's his
once you
name?
hit a certain height, you shouldn't box no more.
They're just too clumsy, man.
Yeah, it's
They're
just like
useless.
Who was that that big goon that Michael Moore knocked out back in the day in the 90s? That was like a
Yeah, he was
fucking foot
wearing
taller
like
than him.
he was wearing tennis shoes. He didn't
Who's
even have
that?
like boxing shoes. The guy who Michael Moore knocked
Akawande?
out. No. It was an American guy.
You cutting off, Bucho.
Oh, am I better now? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy that Michael Moore knocked out was an American giant, and he wasn't even wearing proper boxing shoes. He had like tennis shoes.
Wow. What's his name?
I don't remember. By the way,
Sam
the
something, I
Chinese
think.
guy, the Chinese heavyweight is Tyson Dong. That's his name, Tyson Dong. I'm
Dong.
gonna put it in the screen.
Wait, what? What's his name?
Yeah, Tyson Dong.
That's,
I'm gonna show you guys.
that's
Sound like
like
you say Tyson's dong. Tyson's dong. Tyson's balls. That's his name.
Imagine.
That's fucking 7 feet tall. Come on, man.
I'm
Oh,
gonna name
who's that?
It was Alexis,
that?
Texas.
Oh.
I'm gonna name my kid Johnny Dong.
Oh, there he is. Tyson Dong. Tyson. Anyways, I don't know. He was with Buddy McGirt, but then I don't know what happened. I think maybe this. Look at that shit, and he's cut. I mean, he must be on some.
This is insane.
I'm sure he.
for Chinese dude.
Yo, he might be like, holy crap, this dude is cut up.
Yeah, I would have
Yeah.
been intimidated and when I would have been in front of him. God
Dude,
damn.
he's like Shaq. This motherfucker's like Shaq.
Oh.
How'd you
Oh,
like?
yeah.
How'd you like to have that dude for your celly?
He has gigantism for sure. A bit.
Look
man.
at the
Like,
size. Look, Bucho. Look at the size of the man's hands. Did you go back one more? I want you to check it out real quick. Look at the hands. See
God
those mitts?
damn,
You
bro.
see those mitts?
Tyson
Whoa,
Big Dog.
shit! This guy. I guarantee you, there's human heads that his fist is as big as.
Yeah, that guy looks like Mungia's dad.
the Shepherd of
Like
Sons
that,
says.
or like that Shaq's girlfriend.
Like you
He
see,
looks like Mungia's big brother.
you see the guy that's next to him. I guarantee you, when he closes his fist, his fist is bigger than that guy's head.
He would bicep curl him.
Apparently, the Shepherd of Sons that says that he doesn't box anymore. He's in wrestling now.
He's probably not allowed to box anymore.
Well, he's on roids or something. Some sort of PEDs, man. This guy was created in a communist Chinese laboratory, just like
Yeah.
Yao Ming
In a
was.
black prison.
Yeah. Anyways. How the hell did we get into this topic? I forgot.
It's BDA, man.
Yeah, it's BDA boxing.
I wish they would let this guy box, man. I'm serious. I wish they would.
But who says he's not
Asian
allowed to
people-
box?
Asian people growth spurts. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah,
Ah,
we're talking about
yeah.
like how they go from like 5'5" to 6 feet, like when they're 19 to 22. This is insane, bro. Look at this two sides, yo. Shit. Oh, you ain't if this guy could box and he's fluid,
No, he can't.
you ain't beating him. You can't beat him.
You're
Okay.
fucked, bro.
Yeah.
By definition.
Inoue knocks
You got-
him out. Come on.
Yeah, I know it.
You guys remember when Shaquille?
Oh, wait, go back for a second.
at this
Holy
guy.
shit, go back for a second, please,
Wait,
Bucho.
hold on.
I want you to see
he goes,
something.
he goes scoot back on his ball.
No.
Wait. Which?
He plays on his ball. What the fuck? There was
Wait,
a picture of them showing his hands balled up, his fists.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me
You
check.
got to see the size of this thing, man.
This thing.
He's like literally a thing. It's like
Look, he's a freak.
no homo. Like he's a thing. Like he's not even real.
I use that line at the bar. You got to see the size of this thing.
Put him in the
You
ring
guys
with
remember-
Wilder. I wouldn't mind.
Okay, right there, Bucho. Damn, man, you go up. Go no. Go down. Right there. Stop.
Oh,
Stop.
yeah. What?
Okay, he's posing for the camera with this MADA, this red awning on top of him. Right there. Click on that. Holy shit. Yo, my man. Listen to me.
That's grotesque.
He will break every bone in your face with one punch.
And he's cut. I mean, he's not flabby. He's not. I mean, look at that shit.
I think whoever said it was like he can't box. They won't allow him to box. He'll kill everybody.
No.
You guys remember when Shaq sparred Mosley and De La Hoya?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at his chin too. He might not be. You might
You
not,
might not be able to
knock
hurt
this
him.
dude out.
Nah.
You know,
you guys are
fucking
crazy,
diamonds
man.
with
You guys
it.
are joking around.
You know what?
My
be
man,
crazy?
no. These are ridiculous hands, bro. That's not.
Man, you're obsessed with the hands. You're like George Foreman. Look at those big hands. Look
But
at
they
those
are
big
actually.
Hands are a telling sign of like you can have big hands for no reason. This guy has like big knuckles. Just the width of his of the back of his hand is, dude. He hits you. You're going to sleep like forever.
It takes a lot of blood and oxygen to get his body going for a sustained period of time.
Watch this dude be like a crazy ass black belt too, who trained up in the mountains.
Do you guys know how to measure hand size?
No, I think no, I don't know.
Okay, so
From
you
the
go.
thumb?
Okay, this is how you do it, right? You would go from the middle of your finger down to your wrist, right?
Okay.
That's right.
And then you would go. Then you would take your thumb and your pinky, and you would spread, right? And that's how much width your hands have, right? That you would do that, and like the normal size would be somewhere around, I don't know, maybe 8.5 middle finger to the wrist, and maybe like at least 10 from your thumb to your pinky, right? I guarantee you that guy's hands, middle finger to his wrist, is probably 13.5 at least.
I was gonna say like a foot.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 13.5.
All right, we have
I
subscribers.
guarantee. Good.
All right, hold on, guys. 1 second. We have a bunch of phone calls, so we're gonna take one. 901. You're on the air. What's on your mind? Hello.
Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Rasclot.
Yo, what's going on, brothers? But hold on 1 second. Yeah, I know y'all can hear me better now. It's your boy H Money, Mr. The Zone. Yeah, the Boxing Voice 2019 Rookie of the Year. And it's fight week. And Devin Haney is the next Floyd Mayweather. And Devin, I'm putting Lomachenko on notice. Yeah, for all of the fanboys out there saying Lomachenko is #1 in the world with a loss on his record. How is he #1 with a loss on his record? And guess what? When Devin Haney fights him, Devin Haney's going to give him his second loss. What you got to say about that?
All right.
I
agree. He'll
What you got to say about
Lomachenko.
Yes,
Exactly.
I agree too.
And what about Gervonta Davis? What about Devin Haney? Devin Haney whooping Gervonta Davis' ass in a sparring match. What about Devin Haney beating Teofimo Lopez's ass? What about Teofimo Lopez clout chasing, using Devin Haney's
First
name
round knockout.
to get some clout? What about Devin Haney trying? Teofimo Lopez clout chasing. All right. What about Devin Haney being with Floyd Mayweather Sr.?
Yeah, whatever you said. Yeah. Whatever you say.
20-year-old
Yeah.
in the history of boxing. Once you guys
Wouldn't you?
talk about
No. Whatever, Johnny Boy, whatever he says, we agree with. Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
I'm saying.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Hold on,
Yes.
guys. Guys, hold on. Okay. Anything else you want to add?
promoter in the history of boxing?
What's that?
Isn't
Sorry.
he a millionaire? Isn't he getting more money than Charlo?
Yes.
Isn't Devin Haney getting paid more than
Yes.
Charlo?
Yes.
Is he? Yeah. What about that? What about Devin Haney being a millionaire? Come on, let's talk about it.
Yes, he is.
He drives an
Alright.
Acura.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to add? Because we have to move on.
Look, Devin Haney is the next Floyd Mayweather, man. Yeah. He's the next Floyd Mayweather.
Yes.
He's the next
Alright.
DBE. Yeah, he has more
Even
money
better.
than Floyd
Even
Mayweather
better.
at 20 years old. Devin Haney has more money than Floyd Mayweather
That's right,
at
brother.
20 years old. Eddie Hearn took over boxing. Yeah, Anthony Joshua is the cash cow. Anthony Joshua is getting paid $35 million a fight.
Yes.
What did Deontay Wilder get? How much money did he get his last
I don't
fight?
know, but
10
yes.
million?
4 million.
Yeah,
4
he's getting
million.
10 million, and Anthony Joshua is getting $24 million more than Deontay Wilder. That's why the Zone got the best fighters. That's why the Zone got Triple G, Canelo, Demetrius Andrade, Anthony Joshua, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Jaime Munguia, Seven Farmer, Usyk. Inouye.
Yes.
What about Inouye?
Yeah.
What about
I agree
the
with that.
Zone having 5 fighters on the ESPN top 10 pound for pound list right now as we speak? Inouye, Usyk,
Yes.
Anthony Joshua, Canelo, and Triple G. 5 fighters on the Zone on the top 10 pound for pound list on ESPN. And once Devin Haney whips Lomachenko's ass and fucks him up, Devin Haney will be number 1 in the world at 20 years old. Speak on that.
All right.
I think
Well,
you're
thank you.
100% right. Whatever you say.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, speak on it.
All right.
I want
what do
y'all
you
to
guys
speak
think
on
about
Devin
it?
Haney fucking up
H-Money is
Lomachenko.
right.
Well,
I think H Money's right. Yeah.
no, guys, seriously.
That's one of the best goals I've ever heard, actually.
Yeah,
Hold on. All right, hold on, guys. Let's keep it real. Seriously, what do you guys think about what he's saying regarding Lomachenko
Whatever.
and Haney?
I mean, but I agree with him.
No,
Yeah.
Okay. Nobody
The
agrees.
Zone really know how to promote themselves, man.
That's a good point.
Paying these little NPCs chump change to spread their propaganda online. I mean, come on.
All right.
I mean, maybe
Well,
I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe he's genuinely that excited about David Haney. Maybe he is. I don't know.
I think he is.
You'd have to
but
pay me to make
All
a
right.
fool out of myself like that.
Right.
Maybe H Money works for the Zone. Maybe he does.
Maybe.
You know.
Yeah. But anyways, we have to move on. 901. Thank you for calling. We'll keep an eye on David Hayne. Take care.
Excellent call. Thank you.
The greatest. I
All
actually
right.
agree with everything he said. Everything.
All
Everything.
right, guys. 805. 805. You're on the air.
Hey,
What's
what's
on
up?
your
It's
mind?
Mike Stott.
Oh, what's up, Michael?
What's up, Bucho?
What up? What's on your mind?
I don't know. I had like just one thing on my mind. I heard Virgil Hunter is throwing Khan under the bus. He's saying
Okay.
that Khan is a lazy ass and he doesn't work hard enough.
Where are you getting this information? Where are you getting this?
Boxing scene, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, I've seen this as
I'm
well.
not surprised.
Yeah. Virtue Hunt is a henchman for the other side, man. That's what he is. He's a terrible.
What's with him
Listen,
throwing?
like
It seems
if
like he
they
just throws
hire
his
him for a
boxers under
reason.
the bus. You guys there?
You guys there, man?
Yes, hello.
I'm here. We're kind of on a delay. Like sometimes we hear him, sometimes we don't.
Oh, okay.
Virgil
Don't want to
Hunter
interrupt
should
the
be
caller.
Virgil Hunter should be applauded. He should be throwing Amir Khan on a fucking landmine.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a disgrace. That was a disgrace, seriously. And I don't know. Virgil Hunter was playing along with, "Are you hurt? Do you want me to stop it?" Like, come on, man. They knew that He wasn't even a low
Like,
blow.
what is he?
Hey, come here.
Isn't he in
You heard? You
Brazil?
wanted me to stop it. Hey, come here. Come on.
You're not supposed to do that as a
He's a
trainer at
creepy
that level.
motherfucker, man. He's creepy.
I
I
mean,
think he's
we
just
agree.
creepy, right? Yeah, but listen, he's always on the losing. Look, he always gets the big fights against these big fighters for the other side, and they always lose by knockout. Like, what the fuck is going on, bro?
Who we talking about?
Show me where he hit you. Slow. Slow.
Who we talking about?
Virgil Hunter.
Virgil Hunter, man, that fucking weirdo.
At least his game plan for the Wilder fight was amazing.
Okay, listen, like, let's go to that for a second. Like, they lose. That not only do they lose horrible. They're terrible fights, man. It's like, what are you there for, bro? Like, what's your like, come on, tell it between me and you. I ain't gonna say nothing to nobody. Why are you there?
Dude, he looks like Uncle Fester from Adam's Family.
This dude looks like a creepy CO that would like go home and jack off to like the criminals he fucking harassed.
For me, he always reminded a badly shapeshifted reptilian. I don't know why. Shit, he's just looks shady to me.
I think he was
That's
in
a
one
terrible
of
performance.
yeah.
he was in one of
a
David
coach.
Icke's videos. I think so.
It's always a terrible performance in the ways. It's not like one terrible performance. It's always a terrible performance from him.
Yeah, on the biggest.
I don't know
scene,
what he's.
on the
I don't know
biggest
what
scene,
he's there for.
Yeah. He could have taken
Why
the
do you-
fucking 5 minutes. The 5 minutes. He could have taken the 5 minutes and done himself. He could have been more credible. But based on that, what do people think of him and Amir Khan both?
This is what kills me.
That's why they're throwing. That's why he's throwing them under the bus because they're losing popularity. Not just Khan, but Hunter.
This is what kills me, bro. Like we said before, the only decent shit he ever did was get Andre Ward, who was already developed at the time. It's like when these supposed sports experts be talking about how Phil Jackson's the best sports coach of all time. Well, bro, he had the Bulls in the '90s, and then went over to the Lakers in the early 2000s, bro.
Yeah,
like you,
that's fucking.
huh?
Yeah, with the Lakers also. I mean, I always said that. Yeah.
Like you got gifted the two best teams in basketball history, bro. Like get the fuck out of here.
Wasn't Virgil Hunter a security guard or something?
Yeah, he was like a fucking CO officer. That's all he was. Like this guy, I don't. Dude, not only it's just somebody better check up on him, and there's an affiliation there with him, Andre Ward, Jay Prince, and boxing. Like this dude is grimy. Virgil Hunter is a grimy dude.
You forgot Satan.
I did mention Jay Prince.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
But seriously, like, what was the game plan for the Wilder fight?
I have no
Like,
idea. Just get knocked out. That was it.
Precise. Here's what it was. Here's what I want you to do. Keep your hands low. Don't move your head at all, and just walk right in front of him, bro.
And when he knocks you out, you're gonna get up and kick his ass.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know.
Michael. Hey, Michael. Anything else you want to add? Michael, are you there?
No, just thanks for taking my call. And pretty much, I think Virgil Hunter is way overrated, and he needs to admit that he's the problem, not his fighters.
Yeah, great call,
He's the
man.
problem.
I agree.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
I agree
we'll see
with
you,
that.
Michael.
He's the problem. He's there for the other guy to win.
No, but he's right though.
Yo, there's a
he's
there's
overrated.
a war going on in the comments.
Yeah.
You know how you show you're a good trainer once you get catapulted into like the spotlight. How well you can maintain yourself, because anybody could be brought up when they have a good fighter, but how well can you maintain yourself and do well with other fighters to stay on top?
I mean, look how well Buddy McGirt did with a new fighter, you know what I mean, for the first time.
Yeah, even fighters are still leading. What's this guy? Abel Sanchez, Alex Salcedo, one of the guys that fought Maurice Hooker, he also left him now. I mean, guys are dropping like flies. Some of these coaches.
Yeah, I could see arrogance playing into it, but what Virgil Hunter is, it's that's not the problem. The problem is there. Like, I mean, the best way I could put it is, it just doesn't look like he's there for you to win. It's just the only thing I see. Is like every time a big fighter like Wilder or fucking Terrence Crawford or somebody like that, his guy loses and they lose bad.
Yeah.
Or I mean, why don't people even pay it? Or maybe another way, why do people still talk about and in high regard about trainers like John David Jackson? I mean, I've seen some YouTube videos that he was like an expert on, and he was like saying about this fight and that fight, and I was like thinking about, and he actually has one of the worst records around. Trained Nate Campbell and lost after loss. Trained Bihab in his last fight when he got knocked the fuck out of the ring, and trained, what was this dude's name? Alak Ferdiev in his last bout in 2015 when he looked like absolute shit and lost every round before being stopped in the 12th by Broner. And perhaps of all, he also trained that guy Abdul Salamov when he fought Mike Perez and let him fight on despite Mago having a visibly broken jaw and Mago vomiting in his bucket
This
midway
guy's a
through the
fucking
fight.
wrench, man.
Seriously, all while he was getting absolutely battered. The bottom line is John David Jackson is an absolutely fucking awful trainer. There's a reason he's been in the game for a rather long time as a trainer and has yet to have a single success story. Every fighter he touches get worse. Google him and just find a really like successful kind of a fighter story with him.
You know what's funny, bro? This is gonna piss Recognize off, but I plugged in the VHS the other day and I was watching some of the old fights I had.
I'm already pissed.
but I was watching Mosley Vargas, bro. I only had a few left, and John David Jackson was training Mosley for that fight. I thought he was I forgot he was with Mosley for a little bit, and then I put in fucking Trinidad Vargas and it broke. I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me, bro. Yeah.
It depends with some of these trainers, because like sometimes their schedule is too busy and they want to go these fighters with these trainers that got a name so they could build some recognition for themselves. But when the trainer don't have time, I mean, how well is that going to suit you? Like for example, Abel Sanchez does like these boot camp training style camps, where he gets all his fighters and doesn't do like nothing specific for each of them. So they just go all together and run. They all
Yeah,
train together, but nothing focused.
yeah.
What's up,
Yeah.
By
Killer
the way,
Cam?
people who's in the Cameron's in
Yo,
here.
what's going on,
Before, wait up. Hey guys, the phone lines are open, so you guys in the chat and anybody listening, you can join us. Talk about whatever the hell you want. What's up, Cameron?
Hey,
What's
Boots.
on your mind?
Oh, sorry.
Cameron. All right, what the fuck?
Same guy that's fighting Joshua, he used to be with Freddie Roach, but he discovered, that he's too busy, and sometimes it has to be the responsibility of the fighter to really pick somebody that's gonna help you, whether he's that famous or not.
All right, so
Basically, this is just my opinion.
it could be.
How are you? How are you, Gonzalo, man? All good now, yeah?
Doing all right, doing better, Cameron. Thank you.
Yeah, good to hear, man.
Medication, but I'm doing better. Had to take like 12 IVs down my vein, and I was drinking water, and I was still dry in the hospital. Like
Yeah,
got bit by a mosquito, man.
yeah. I knew that was what it was called, Gonzalo. You said it, the pick line. That's what it was.
Yeah,
Hey, guys.
pickline. I bet they got them down in over there in South America too, right? Precise. They got these contagious diseases, inflicted by mosquito bites.
Yeah.
Precise in the line.
Wait, what'd you get? Dengue?
I got dengue and I got amoeba. I got the two of those.
Jesus.
Yeah, there was actually a case. My wife was telling me a few days ago nearby. So they've been like spraying people's properties to kill all the mosquitoes. It's not common, but it does happen here. We're not in the jungle, but like where it's hot and humid, for sure.
Yeah. That's what I got. Dengue. Yeah, they sprayed here last year. Yeah, I know what you're talking about exactly. They come in with these machines and spray the whole fucking house.
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt, but we have
Yeah.
another caller, so we have to take priority with the calls. So 651, you're on the air. What's on your mind?
I'm listening to the show, and I think you guys have it all wrong on Wilder versus Joshua.
Okay.
Right, because there's rumors going on that the PBC is going to sell, and basically it's kind of like if you watch NBA when the Cavaliers were trying to sell their franchise, they needed LeBron to sell it, right? And so when we're talking about the PBC, if you're trying to sell it, you need Wilder on that roster to sell it for more.
True.
You guys understand that? Right, so basically I think what they're doing is they're trying to wait it out so people can buy it first, and then they'll make the Wilder Joshua fight.
Hey, that's Fight Scout.
There's like
That's
an
Fight
echo.
Scout.
I can hear myself. I'm not sure if you guys know.
What's up, Fight Scout?
Yeah, it was good, bro.
Hey, what's up? You guys figured
How's
out
it
it was
up?
me, huh?
Hey,
Try to hide
Fight,
your voice, Fight Scout, but I know.
Fight Scout, how's it up there in sunny Minnesota, buddy?
I mean, I
Is that
can't
what he
even hear
lives?
you guys. I think there's something wrong with your blog talk thing.
Yeah.
I can't hear this guy, man.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
basically what he's saying is that there is the PBC is selling. Somebody's going to buy the PBC.
No,
and maybe
yeah,
that's what they're waiting for.
It's rumors, but right, and with the whole Shelly Finkel thing, when it comes to that, it's kind of like they're kind of brainwashing them, saying you are the driver of this ship, and we need you to sell. You know, essentially, Wilder, you are PBC, and if you go, we're gonna lose a ton of money. And he probably has it in his brain that, yeah, I am the PBC, so why
Yeah.
should I go anywhere if I'm a free agent?
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, we're gonna move on because we're having connection issues. But thank you for that call, Fight Scout. All right, thank you for calling. All right.
Peace.
Yeah, there's a lot of delay on that.
Yeah.
But I think he makes a real good point, man, about the whole, maybe this fight, because it almost seems orchestrated, like Maypac, or where they just dragged that out for like, many years, and we're talking about it still. I mean, we're actually talking about this fight going on 3 years, right? I mean, they started talking about this shit like in 2016, so there's something to that, man.
Who the fuck would want to buy the PBC? Why?
I don't know.
Because they don't know shit.
Unless it's like $50 or something, you know?
Yeah, well,
Travis
listen.
Scotty.
These people don't know
maybe
boxing.
it's not going to be as expensive as people think it is, and the person that's buying it is banking on like, I'll do a way better job and I'll make the money back easily.
No, this
I
is the
think I'd
thing.
read. Sorry, Bush.
No, they don't know. They don't know anything about boxing. It's like Fox. They don't know shit about boxing, and then they get impressed by what the PBC says. The PBC probably
I
goes
think
like,
I'd.
hold on. The PBC. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, sometimes
Okay,
you're low. Bucho,
Okay,
go ahead.
sorry. I'm gonna go like this. So the PBC probably goes like, well, we have on our stable the heavyweight champion, and then the buyers or potential buyers are probably like, ooh, heavyweight champion. Yeah, we have the heavyweight champion here. We also have the next Mayweather pay-per-view superstar welterweight champion, Spence Jr., and they're like, oh, okay, undefeated. Oh, and so that's how the PBC is working, man. They're just telling lies.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of retarded networks out there.
I think I'd rather take my old lady to dinner at Maggiano's than buy the fucking pay-per-view or buy the PBC. Fuck out of here.
No
Well, I mean,
question.
if you have good intentions and you can do something with it. Maybe if it's not selling for much, maybe the guy who's trying to buy it is like, oh, I could do a way better job. It's like me and you, right? But we had the money to actually buy PBC, and we're like, oh, if we could afford it, which I think we should, but if we could actually afford it, whatever the asking price is, and go there and say, man, I can make way better fights than fucking PBC is doing, which basically is every boxing fan that keeps it real could probably do the same thing, and that's probably how they're looking at it. If it's true that they're trying to sell it.
Yeah, I mean the art of selling something or managing a fight, marinating it like Oscar said, it's a matter of putting business over,
Yeah, when Oscar says marinate, I don't trust him when he says that.
Oh my God! Yeah, it's like, look, it's a matter of business, obviously, over the sports value. Of course, if suddenly, let's just assume for the sake of argument that, okay, let's imagine that, the hardcore boxing fans, let's just say for an example, the BDA panel is suddenly matchmaking all the fights in boxing, right? Well, it wouldn't make any money in the long run.
That's correct.
Well,
That is
Yeah.
correct.
to be
Maybe some
fair,
businessman is looking at it differently. He's like, oh, I know what to do with this. I could do it better than fucking.
Seriously, guys, do you think that, I don't know, for example, Bob Arum doesn't know, he's like deluded, so he's making sometimes shitty fights. But, sometimes it's just, I think for guys that have been in such a long time in a game, it's like they already know everything. They, like Arum, he's seen everything, and it's just a matter of money to him. It doesn't really. I mean, yeah, making good fights, but it's just always comes at the expense of, marinating for 2 years, like Crawford versus I don't know whoever. Yeah, at least a decent fight. I'm still waiting for Crawford, by the way, as a side note, to fight like a true, real name without any bullshit around.
Who's the interviewer that interviewed Deontay Wilder after the fight? I said it earlier. I can't remember now. Not Steve Farhood, but this other
Jim
guy,
Gray?
Jim
Jim
Gray.
Gray. He called him out. I don't know what if that's
Hmm.
the idea why he would call him out. Then he pretty much said it. We don't want to wait around too long. So I mean, they want to make it happen too.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but it's like, I mean, obviously, it, sometimes they're talking about, oh, we are doing this for the sport. Oh, we are doing this for the fans. But you could do it 5 years ago. For example, the Mayweather fight with Pacquiao, or you could do it. I don't know, 3 years ago, the fight with first fight Canelo Triple G. It's always about the money. The promoters can tell you their good intentions. Oh, we are really interested in making this fight. They're two young, strong lions, undefeated. All that jazz. But at the end of the day, it's all about taking the right moment and the right
Well,
opportunities, and that's all.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. Hold on, I can hear myself. Okay, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. Pacquiao against Mayweather, that was marinated for a long time. But at the end of the day, they did increase the money that they would have gotten before, right? Like the pay they fucking
True. I
I
multiplied.
agree.
mean,
They did, but they robbed the fans, right?
Yeah, and also difference is Mayweather and Pacquiao were just, we knew for a fact, as soon as they started talking about that fight, those two guys were just levels above anybody else they fought. Can you really say that about anybody else now?
yeah, but of course that can be an exception, and it is an exception. But think about it, all other fights, kind of more low profile ones. So Andre Ward versus who should he have fought earlier?
In what, his career or?
Yeah,
I
in his
guess
career, like I
Kovalev,
struggle to
but
find a name. Maybe
I don't know,
because
man. The only fight that they spoke about was Butte, wasn't it? But Butte didn't take that fight. Other than that, I don't know.
yeah,
yeah, yeah. But anyways,
Calzaghe.
Adonis
mhm.
Stevenson.
No, I'm talking about guys actually. About I'm struggling to find a name on Andre Ward's resume that he could have fought like earlier, and it would be a harder fight for him. Like I
nobody at
cannot find any
168.
name.
There was nobody.
Maybe that's why his resume is shit.
Pretty much
Uche.
all of them. If you actually look at Andre Ward's resume, every single marquee fighter who he's fought had already been defeated. If you look at Froch, Carl Froch, he was already defeated.
Yeah,
The German guy already defeated Lucien Bute. Sorry, Sakio Bika was already knocked out by Bute. So
yeah,
he never really fought a marquee fighter who was undefeated in his prime.
yeah, exactly. And it's good that you mentioned the Bika fight because even though after he came after a knockout loss, it's like, yeah, he gave him a good fight.
But going back
I
to the
mean,
Wilder
maybe
fight,
not in the sense of a good fight, but he really, make him work, or not even that, just smothered his performance entertainment-wise completely.
You know, he fought with Abrahams, who had already been beaten by Carl Froch. So you can just go on and on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chad Dawson came down in
Beaten by
weight.
John Pascal, yeah, already beaten.
Edwin Rodriguez was undefeated.
oh man, all right,
That was a great
Haters.
fighter. Great fighter.
all right. Let me just say
and the
to the
Brazilian
people
guy.
in the chat, the phone lines are open, so we have 24 minutes left. If you wanna call in and give us your take on whatever you wanna talk about, who's making fucking noise again?
Not me.
Chat is
All
going
right.
well tonight, isn't it?
What's that?
The chat, all I see is Loma, Haney.
Yeah,
chat
they're still.
tonight.
Imagine
Just
the
like
guy
got
proves
H
us
money.
wrong and fucking Haney
That's
wins.
H money.
Yeah, that guy, man. I've never heard of him, but go on, man.
I'll tell you
No,
what,
that's pretty
bro.
much it.
Let me tell you something. When you say I never heard of that person, like in America, that's a great insult. Like that's like never heard of you. Sorry.
Maybe I don't remember the last time I blew
Who
my
said
nose
that?
either.
Who said that? Who just talked
Cameron
right
when
now?
he said, "I never
Oh.
heard of that guy." I'm saying that in he said it so nonchalant, but that's a great insult in America. It's like I never heard of you. So,
I've never
Who's
heard
this
of
guy
him.
talking? Who's this guy talking right now? I never heard of him. Oh, he's
H Money,
recognized.
yeah.
Who's that speaking? Who's that speaking? Is
I
somebody?
never heard of him.
No, that's funny.
Never heard of
He came on the
Recognize.
show. He came on the show and was bragging about being a rookie of the year for the boxing voice. I mean, fuck's sake.
What the fuck is that?
Rookie of the year. What the fuck does that even mean? I'm rookie of the year of the boxing voice.
Yeah. How many brownie points did you get from Nestor?
Looks like choice. Looks like so choice.
Hey, who won BDA retard of the year?
What did the great rapper KRS-One say? Chocolate chip cookie, don't fuck with me, rookie.
Oh, that's an easy one, Bucho. That's
Nopal.
Nopal.
No. Who won BDA retard of the year, bro? That's between that all boxing kid or
Oh, I can't stand him.
Yeah,
boxing style.
Lomachenko. He calls Lomachenko Lomochinkio.
He fucking made a video. It's between him and that other little dwarf. That dude, King Louis, that looks like OJ the Juice Man. That guy.
The Golden Retard Award goes to them then.
The Golden Retard.
King
We should create like a belt.
A few episodes ago, somebody donated with the super chat and made a comment that was kind of weird. He goes, how y'all dudes doing?" I was thinking to myself, is that El Dude?
No, that's El Papi. That's El Papi. That was El Papi.
Yeah, he donated. Hey, El Dudes, how's everybody doing? And I'm like, is that old dude?
How
I
y'all
feel
doing
like
tonight?
I
You
feel
close. It's El Papi.
How
I feel
y'all?
like all the pandas that have been completely kicked off from this show. They've gone on to do their own channels. They've just completely lost their minds after being kicked off this show.
Yeah, it's like
They
the
all have, haven't
psychosis
they?
takes over. No, but it's true.
It's like a BDA curse or something.
I don't know, man. No,
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 there's
you know
some
what I
truth to
think?
that. There
You know what
is
I
some
think?
There is some truth, man. Like,
No,
like,
there is. Yeah.
like, look, look. I give him a hard time. But I'm gonna stick up for him a little bit in terms of he can talk good boxing, and that's low place. He's just that he's biased as fuck. He's just
He just
too
has a
biased.
little bit of
Yeah,
a nut
but
job.
he. I've always said that Low Place does know his boxing.
He does know boxing. Yeah.
His gen is out of control. But the thing that makes me laugh about Low Place is when he does his videos, boxing in his living room. Like that's the thing that makes me think what the fuck's
Well,
going on there.
when he's fucking shadow boxing with himself, and he's like,
Yeah, shadow boxing with a chair and saying this is how you beat Lomachenko. I'm like, come on.
yeah. I was like,
And then
I think I commented. I think I said Lomachenko would knock you out.
and then doing a podcast in his towel. I mean, that's just going OCT.
Yo, who the fuck is this L dude guy? I've heard his name so much.
Let's not talk about it. Let's not even talk about this guy.
You might open up a can.
But by the way, in the
just type it in YouTube, man.
Guys,
He's my son. He's my son, but
in the chat.
Hold on, tell me, Bucho say something. Bucho say something. Go ahead, Bucho.
In the chat, somebody says that Hamed has gone mad. he's lost his mind. It's true. This guy's insane.
Literally everybody.
Oh man! Remember when he jumped in? And he's like,
no, the funniest thing I ever heard was Hamed was trolling Low Place. Time out, please. Let me finish this.
No,
so he was,
sorry.
He was trolling. He was trolling him. He was trolling him.
Let me finish.
So bad. The Low Place who tries to play this SJW. I'm not a racist. Lost his shit. He said, yeah, Hamed, you keep your shit. I'm going to block you, you fucking terrorist. You fucking member of ISIS.
That is over the top.
Well, he was like Pakistani or something, right?
No, it's
something like that.
It's when Hamed came on the show and played his own intro after getting banned.
Dude, if those two guys and El Dude had a boxing podcast, I would donate it. Every night.
I would
donate. They should call it the Three Stooges too.
That shit's worth.
Can you imagine? Bro. Seriously.
I actually like the name that you brought up all of a sudden, Precise, one day when you said Boxing Asylum. I thought that was pretty cool. If I were ever to open one, I would call it Boxing Asylum.
I think there is a Boxing Asylum.
Called that in the UK called that already.
Yeah, really? I think somebody has that. Yeah,
pretty good too.
Yo,
that's what I was talking about.
Yo, Gypsy Style said Hamed blew up yesterday. Rest in peace.
Jesus. I can't believe Low Place actually on there called Hamed a terrorist. I didn't realize.
Dude, that was the funniest. I mean, because you know Hamed, right? Like, I'm not racist towards anybody. I'm a nice person. And he said, Hamed, if you keep talking your shit, I'm gonna block you, you fucking terrorist. Fucking member of ISIS. You fucking member of ISIS. He kept saying
recognize. I've actually got Low Place's voice in my head saying that as well.
Just picture this country dude, who's trying to like keep his cool all the time. That's what he sounded like, man.
Someone in the chat says Hamed doesn't eat pork. Fuck's sake.
I heard Hamed call into like one or two other shows, and his thing is like he'll challenge the people doing the show if they seen a fight and how did they score it. Like the same he does with like the Pacquiao Mayweather fight. And if he doesn't, he just throws it out there to kind of like question like how he believes about his beliefs about boxing. And
he's just a provocateur, man.
A provocateur, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Good choice of words.
Yeah, he likes conflict. Fuck, he likes conflict.
Hamed doesn't eat pork.
But Cameron made a good point. A lot of these people who were on the show and then left, they've all gone mad. They're all crazy.
Mad,
and I'm not even joking. I shit you not. They have lost their fucking minds.
Well, more they got kicked off the show more, right? I mean,
yeah,
like the ones like El Dude, Hamed, and all that load of players, they're not allowed on the show, sort of thing. They've all gone mad now.
You know what? I think they were already crazy to begin with, but when they were in the show, they were in an environment which was more sane, so they kind of adapted to a certain extent. But then once they left, they went back. They reverted back to their fucking wicked ways.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You sound like a reverend.
Yes. Here's the thing. Here's
the Lord said BDA boxing is evil. You have been.
What's that, Bucho?
This is Elysium, Eden. Then all these people were sent back and forsaken. They were
a book of Hamed 54:14.
Exactly. No, but seriously.
El Dude wasn't on the show that long, was he? Like, to begin with, like he wasn't on the show like for months and months on end. I don't think.
The thing about the BDA is they're trying to kill all blacks.
They don't like black people. They don't like Mexicans. Well, what else?
So you had El Dude done it publicly. Whereas you had Hamed who would go secretly on different like outlets and message people saying, "Don't go on BDA anymore. You know, make your own thing."
Yeah, that was pathetic.
Apparently, he's the only real Mexican. Oh, dude.
Yeah, he was calling Zapata fake native or something.
Canada homes.
Yo,
we got
eating French
Canada
food.
homes. Canada homes.
We got a nice little. Diversity here too. Look, I mean, we got 2 Mexicans, a Polish guy, an English guy, an Italian American fucker, and I don't know what Precise is. I know he's Spanish, but still, we got a nice little mixture.
I'm not Spanish.
You're not?
Maybe.
Portuguese,
no, not really.
Portuguese, no.
Maybe.
I speak it.
Oh, I thought you were like South American.
No, I live in South America.
You said it was Spanish, man.
Yeah, Spanish.
South American and Spanish ain't the same thing, is it?
No.
Spanish is
European.
European.
Spanish is from Spain.
Spanish is just language.
Yeah.
Spanish blood is Portugal, Spain, the Ibero-American side of Europe.
So you can
It's a
confirm that
culture
Precise isn't
thing.
Spanish anyway.
Anyways, what the hell is boxing style? Boxing style. What are you?
Armenian.
He's an alien.
Armenian.
No, I'm joking. I know he's. I know
Well,
he's
anybody
Armenian.
who picks Varnes to beat Golovkin is definitely Armenian.
He's an Armenian. To me, he's an Armenian thug. That's what he is to me.
Yeah, Stu's Irish. That's good.
Oh, don't say that, man.
Is he?
Is he? I thought he's British.
He's British, but
joking.
they just want to piss Stu off.
Stu's English, yeah.
I'm just joking.
Yes,
So-
Irish.
guys.
In the
Irish
chat,
English
scene is
guy.
saying that Precise is Filipino. At some point, I thought he was Filipino, but that was like way back when I was listening to his videos. I'm like, is this guy Filipino? But then I realized he wasn't.
Look, I like good fighters. I don't give a shit where they're from. If you're good, you're good. The person saying that, projecting that onto you, that they're really just telling you who they are, what they be about. But whatever.
I just figured Precise was Mexican or Rican because he's from Chicago, bro.
Can I just say, man, Magic Man in the chat. Magic Man in the chat's going, Hamed every show would go, Joshua beats everybody. He's yeah, he would do that all the time as well. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
No,
You would
there's
slurp too.
a lot of Hamed hatred in the chat tonight. Not having it.
Hey guys, in the Blog Talk Radio version of the show, we're gonna end it right now. So thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.
The last thing they hear is about Hamed.
Yeah.
The great Hamed. The great Hamed.
Goodbye.
You know, the next
Hey.
time Lopez talks to me like that, I'm just gonna strap a bomb and say like, "Fuck it,
Fuck's
Allah
sake.
Akbar."
Whoa.
The views and opinions
Disclaimer.
expressed.
The views and
Apologize.
opinions
You guys think,
expressed are those of the guest. Go ahead.
Okay. You guys think
Good,
Andy Ruiz will go the distance?
No.
Fuck no.
No, man. What is this, man?
Ruiz?
Ruiz will
Nah.
go six rounds. I'm giving Ruiz.
Nah, I think Ruiz is gonna get blown out, man.
Oh no.
It's tailor made for him to get.
Wait, is anybody picking Ruiz?
No, but listen, guys. I've been reading all these articles, and they go like, yeah. Well, he's fat, but that's only for casuals. He has a great engine. What the fuck's that? What is that? Fucking jumbo jet shit.
He has
Fucking
a
plane.
great engine. Oh.
Yeah, what is that?
Joshua will.
He runs on fat.
AJ will be like Arislandi Lara compared to him on that night.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
And that says a lot. That says a lot.
Yeah.
I think you'll go the distance.
I'm with
No.
Cam. I'm with Cam. I'm
please.
giving him 6, bro.
Yeah, six rounds. I'm giving Ruiz.
I think you go the distance because unless he gets clipped by an uppercut, because Joshua probably has a harder time fighting shorter guys than guys that are like level to his right hand.
Wait. So let me get this.
Well,
everybody dropped off except me and you. Fuck.
Well, that's the first time in a long time, no?
Yeah,
This
I
hasn't
can't remember
happened in
last
a
time.
long
Apart
time.
from yesterday.
Everybody
Okay.
dropped.
Yeah, well, apart from me, yeah.
That hasn't
That used to
happened in a while.
Yeah,
No, we just
exactly.
said that.
Go ahead, Precise.
Precise,
What were you
you're
gonna
in the
say?
middle of the point.
No, I was just saying, everybody on the panel and probably in the chat room believes that the triangle theory will come true in this fight. I just wanted to put that out there, right?
No, I know what
Just
triangle theory you're
Oh
talking
my
about
God.
too. No way.
for all the deniers that say that the triangle theory doesn't work, everybody agrees that it will just this once. Okay, cool.
I fell off. I wish I would have heard what you said, but
G Boogie said Andy Ruiz is the Majin Buu of the heavyweight division.
Yeah, he's fat. I don't give a shit about like the engine or whatever it means. When you're fat
I
like
don't care
that,
about his fat engine. Like I don't care about that.
no, it's a handicap. He's
Yeah,
smaller.
because the upper body movement ain't there.
no, he's got from well, I respectfully disagree with that because I've seen him on the double limb bag. I've seen him how he moves his waist,
And you fought fat people before.
and he for me he's got. Well, I still have to see more of him, but this is what I have to say. He's got fast hands, slow feet. So I mean, and his punching power is a big question. I don't think it's that good. That's what kind of like troubles me as far as him giving him like a real good chance. But although I do believe that he will survive and make it to the 12 rounds because he's got a good chin. And I'm kind of using the triangle theory with the Parker fight a little bit because he went toe to toe with him, and many people believe he won that fight, and it was a hometown decision for Parker. But anyways,
I thought he won the fight, but it wasn't a robbery or anything like that. But back to Bucho's point, like being fat is no advantage. I don't care like how good you are, what other attributes you have. If you lose the fat on top of that, you're gonna be that much better no matter what.
Exactly. It's just an excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people say, his punches are more powerful when he's fat, or he can take punch better to the body when he's fat. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
This isn't. It's not powerlifting, right? It's boxing. Maybe in powerlifting, a little bit of fat helps, but not too much either.
Yeah.
No, so to answer your question, Gonzalo, I don't think he's going 12 rounds. I don't think anybody here thinks that Ruiz is going 12 rounds. You believe that, so hey, if it happens, you're gonna all credit, man. You're getting all the credit.
Hey Bucho, I know we've been on a while. I was gonna say what's on this weekend? 40-year-old Trout versus a bomb, and who else?
I have the schedule here. Yeah, it's Trout against
Daryl Gausha.
Gausha?
Daryl Gausha.
Yeah.
That's the guy that lost to Lara.
Yeah, that was a
What a
good fight though.
fucking. It shouldn't be headlining though.
Well, this Saturday was supposed to be the Usyk fight, his heavyweight debut, but that was obviously postponed. So now we're gonna get David Haney. Haney.
Oh, yeah, and there's yeah, Ito's on ESPN too. That's right.
Yeah. Why can't I open this shit? All right, so we have
Judge Ito?
Huey. Judge, yeah, the fucking guy. Huey Fury versus Chris Norad. That's gonna be on Channel 5 in the UK.
That's gonna be a banger.
Yeah, Masayuki Ito, the WBO Super Featherweight champion, will be fighting Jamel Herring on ESPN. Then on Fox Sports, we have Austin Trott against Terrell Gausha. And then on The Zone and Sky Sports, Devin Haney versus Antonio Moran. That's the schedule.
Let me tell you something. Devin Haney's the best lightweight of all time. He'd beat a prime Roberto Duran and a prime Shane Mosley in the same afternoon. He'd go up and beat the shit out of Aaron Pryor and whoever the fuck. You understand me?
Yeah, what the fuck was that all about?
That guy was an NPC stuck on stupid, man.
For real, bro.
Man, all these fanboys are killing boxing, man. I'm just saying.
Are you guys excited about any fight
Haney.
this year? Is there any fight that you guys are excited about?
To be honest with you, Bucho, I'm looking forward to the Pacquiao fight just because I'm gonna
Me
throw
too.
a little.
Oh yeah.
Just because I'm gonna throw a little party. My cousins will come over. We'll play cards.
Oh yeah, and Julio Cesar Chavez is fighting on the undercard.
Yeah, and
Oh my God.
Ugas and Ugas and Figueroa, and Ugas is gonna fuck Figueroa up. But
Oh, that's a good fight.
I think Ugas is gonna beat the shit out of that guy, bro. To be honest with you, but
Yeah, I can never really get too excited about the Cubans because they always leave it on the line and they're getting draws like all the time. Basically,
Figueroa's good, man. Like, he's a bruiser. He's gonna have a short career and all that stuff. But like, he's got some tricks up his sleeve. I don't know. I haven't seen any of his like latest performances, so I can't really speak on it. I know he has a tendency to get lazy and be inactive and all that other stuff, so I can't really speak on it. But if it's the best version of Figueroa, I mean, that's a good competitive fight.
yeah, he's a tough kid. Ain't no doubt about that. I mean, I just think he's kind of on the downslide, bro, because he's been having the drinking and the drug problems, and he's a tough guy. He might hang in there with Ugas, but I think Ugas beats him pretty decisively.
he's still undefeated, right, Figueroa?
Yep.
Yeah, I gotta watch this. Who did he fight last? Last fight I saw was Guerrero.
Molina. Yeah.
He didn't look good in that fight?
No, he looked terrible, precise. He looked like he was
really?
out. Yeah, he looked like he was out drinking the night before, bro.
Oh,
Nah, he just takes a lot of punches.
Nah, he looked fucking like hungover and pale, and like he didn't look good, bro.
Like when he's bobbing and weaving, slipping and sliding, trying to get out the way of the punches, it's almost like he's crashing into them. Instead of moving out the way, he just somehow he gets hit.
Yeah, I mean,
sorry, but like,
I mean,
sorry, but in the chat, fucking Hamed is in there saying you guys are obsessed about me. Like, listen, first of all, we never mentioned your fucking name. It just came up because we were talking about the psychos that used to be on the show. That's the only reason why we mentioned your name. We never mentioned you, we never mentioned you. Just get that straight. And by the way, what the hell are you listening? Why are you in the chat listening to BDA Boxing, man?
But I was just gonna say real quick. But as far as the fights I'm looking forward to, I am looking forward to Pacquiao Thurman. And if they make Spence Porter, I like that fight too, to be honest with you. And then like Lomachenko will be coming back at the end of summer here, early fall. So there, right next couple of months there ain't much anything though. I agree.
Devin Haney got a fight coming up.
Devin
Yeah.
Haney. Yeah.
No, you're not
Uh,
interested.
and Pacquiao's gonna fight. I think he confirmed he's gonna have another fight at the end of this year. So that's nice.
Well, that's good for him that he stay active because he's older.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, keeping that rust off. When you're more prone to get rusted in the later age, that's and for a smaller guy, that's very smart of him.
I got a,
Yeah, yeah.
I got a gut feeling that Pacquiao's gonna do a number on Thurman. That's what my gut's telling me, bro.
Yeah, I'm
Oh.
gonna go visit him in about 2 3 weeks. In about 2.5 weeks, I'm gonna go visit him. I'm gonna go talk to Boo Boy first.
Mm. But you know, looking at Thurman's last fight with Lopez, oh, I just don't really see him winning with Pacquiao if he puts that kind of performance that night.
Have you guys seen how LRB's all over Pacquiao's? You know what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
hugging him,
Yeah.
getting
Hell
very
yeah,
close
I
to
seen
him.
that precise. Yeah.
It almost looks kind
What's
of
up? What's up with
borderline
that?
homosexual.
I think they just realized that the fruits of their labor, they're basking in their success. They made a lot of money. You
Yeah,
know,
I
probably.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah, seriously, Gonzalo, sorry to interrupt you, but look at who LRB was. Like, first he was in the corner of Mayweather, he was his yes man, then he was like the CEO of Mayweather Promotions, and then he's like, you know, managing all these fights, you know. He got there by, you know, being a good talker and, you know, to know what ass to kiss, I guess.
What are
Yeah,
you
and
implying here?
Pacquiao
Hold
got
on.
Well,
paid for the fight. You know, making that money fight. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, Gonzalo. And yeah, you know, I don't know the guy, but you know, that's just what I'm assuming. He doesn't look really trustworthy with that goatee, especially.
Well, what's your take on that precise?
I think they want Spence Pacquiao. If I'm being honest with you, I think that's what they want because you know
Seriously?
Spence. Yeah, because Spence Thurman is a big fight, but Pacquiao Spence is a bigger fight, and
Yep.
they want to build up Spence because he's not pay per view worthy yet. Maybe after he fights Pacquiao, you know, maybe then he'll break through. We'll see.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
yeah, and Thurman is so unreliable. Kind of like the heavyweight. What's this guy that lost a lot of weight? I can't think. He's one of the three. I can't remember his name. Um, freaking
Fury.
Fury. He's unreliable. You know, but with the separate circumstances, his injuries, his lifestyle. You know, you can't count on him. And when he gave Pacquiao that hug, you could see Thurman in the background, kind of hating. You know.
I don't know if you guys picked up on this, but I almost get the feeling that the PBC and especially the people around the PBC, like I'm talking about Leonard Ellaby and guys like that, then they don't like Thurman. I don't know if you realize that they don't like him. They every chance they get, they're against him. You know, it's like Ellaby's like, I don't know what Thurman got himself in. I don't think Thurman knows what he got himself into. I think
Yeah.
he's gonna get his ass whipped. Like they don't have a problem talking about him like that. I don't know if you guys picked up on it, but that's what I'm picking up on Thurman. And Thurman is kind of like a sucker at the same time too.
Yeah. I got a
Although he
question.
has a very good resume. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
He does have a very good resume, but compared to his counterparts.
I got
You
a
know what?
question.
I don't. When in the comment, okay, in the press conference, Thurman alluded to that, like Mayweather retired. That basically he was giving more credit to Mayweather's career than Pacquiao's, and I think that lit a firecracker under Pacquiao. You know that because he rolled his eyes, kind of like saying, you know, this guy wants to discredit me, but wants to talk good about Mayweather. So to me, the whipping that Pacquiao wants to put on Mayweather, he's gonna put on Thurman.
Yeah, Gonzalo. See, that's what I was thinking, Gonzalo. Exactly, bro. Because he was like, "Look, man." At the presser, he was like, "Yeah, man. Look, Mayweather's the king. Mayweather's the king. Now he's gone, so I'm gonna get Pacquiao gone too." So I think Pacquiao was kind of like, "Oh, that's how you feel, bitch." That's how you
Can you
feel.
imagine if you're Pacquiao, like this is a guy who never uses the word another man's a king, and he's hearing this sucker he's supposed to fight calling another man a king? Like, can you imagine what's going through Pacquiao's mind? Like, dude, you're a pussy. Like, how are you supposed to beat me
He my
when you're like
king.
sucking off another guy like that?
My king.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's 8
Like, I don't
time
know.
versus
Maybe I
1
pay
time.
attention. Maybe I pay attention to stupid shit. But like to me, like those things. Like sometimes I listen to people and I'm like, yeah, this guy's a bit of a sucker. Like they'll give themselves away when I know they're like, when I'm kind of confused whether or not they're a sucker or not. Like Thurman always proves me right. Like, yeah, this dude there's something bitch about him.
Yeah,
That's exactly how I felt when Tete was wearing a TMT hat. It's like I could understand somebody wearing a war hat of a fighter that already retired and is like a bona fide legend and all that, but Mayweather's still kind of around. You're rocking his hat, like, come on, man, that's kind of lame.
Unless you're a teenager or something, but come on, a grown ass man with a fucking TMT fucking cap. I don't know, man.
Yeah, just brown nosing him, bro. Brown nosing Floyd. That's the best way I can put it. You know what brown nosing is, right? Ass kissing.
Oh yeah,
ass sniffer.
Yeah.
It's like when Rikishi used to put his ass on other wrestlers.
Shout out to
he's talking about
Cachinello.
Go ahead, sorry.
Oh no, that's fine. I just wanted to say shout out to Cachinello in the chat room. He said that maybe it's just that Thurman isn't making enough money for the PBC. He took 2 years off, and I agree with him completely.
Yeah, I think so. I think economics has something
Go
to
ahead,
do
go
with it
ahead.
too.
I'm just gonna wait till you guys are finished.
No, I'm just saying because I said that I don't think economics could play into it, but they really think they don't respect him. I'm just this is just an observation. They don't respect him. Like if I'm him, man, I'll be pissed off. They're respecting everybody else. I don't know about him, but I'll be upset that they're respecting everybody else, and he's trying to be all nice and politically correct. And they just every chance they get, they're fucking dissing this dude.
Yeah. This is my problem with Thurman. I don't know if to believe him fully. He's a good fighter and he's a big, powerful welterweight. He's talking about that he's gonna fight Pacquiao in the pocket when he hasn't shown to do that.
No,
He criticizes Pacquiao for the in and out movement, the side to side, the little steppity deppity and doopity doopity. He's even clowning him like he's done 2 other guys before. Now is he really gonna stick it in, stay inside and fight him?
Hell no, he's gonna fight it from the outside with his jab. That's it. I mean, he's gonna fight like he fought Danny Garcia.
Gonzalo, the reason why Thurman was like talking about kind of even in a bad light about Pacquiao's skills is because he doesn't like them and he won't like them in the ring, and that's kind of a coping mechanism that he did.
You know what? And I got something to add to that, Gonzalo. That nice looking Filipino chick was interviewing Freddie Roach after that press conference, and she was like, "Yeah, what do you think about Thurman saying that?" And he's like, Freddie Roach was like, "He's full of shit, bro. He's gonna eat a combination, then he's gonna get on his bicycle, bro. That's what's
You
gonna
think
happen."
so, Bucho?
Oh, absolutely, man. He was gonna fight him the way he fought Danny Garcia. He was gonna fight behind the jab. He's gonna fight the same way he fought Josito Lopez after getting dropped. He was gonna fight scared.
Seiya Mosea in the chat room says that Pac's gonna split that jab. And actually, yeah, he's one of the best to ever do it.
Is there a fear factor that Thurman's gonna drop that right hand and get Pacquiao like Arthur kind of?
That's the thing, Gonzalo. That's the thing that Pacquiao's got to watch out for, because Thurman likes to throw that overhand right, bro. And the left hook. You know.
Yeah, from one side that's true, and I agree with you, but from the other side, Thurman opens really up when he throws his hooks.
Yeah, that's the problem that I see with that. He's got to be careful as well.
Yeah, kind of like
you're
Ricky
right.
Hatton,
He might catch him. Yeah, he might catch him, dropping that right, but he might get caught in return. And the question is, who do you favor in that situation?
Yeah, exactly, bro. Who's gonna eat it better?
Yeah. because
I mean, it's
Pacquiao.
an even. It's kind of going into it. Look, if I have to be honest, it's sort of even, right? I mean, the decline in age with Pacquiao, and then the guy should be in his prime. Thurman kind of evens things up, but I don't know. I still wait till the fight gets closer. I don't know. I might change my mind. I got Pacquiao beating this dude.
You know, guys, sorry, Johnny, just one thing. It's like, I don't believe in triangle theory, wink wink, but I mean, do you imagine guys Pacquiao getting rocked versus Josecito Lopez? I mean, really, come on. It's like, just looking at their past performances, it's kind of a logical choice to take Pacquiao for win. I mean, I don't know why the odds are the way they are, but
Well, it's the age, and it's maybe this perception that Keith Thurman is a PBC mainstay. I don't know, but my thing is like, what are you doing calling a guy whose arms are 2 inches shorter than you as having T-Rex arms? It's like, dude, you have a 2 inch reach advantage. Your arms ain't exactly long, you know what I mean? And this whole idea of him when he used to make fun of Pacquiao's fighting style, like Pacquiao's like a jackrabbit, he's in and out, he's in and out. I'm like, motherfucker, that's exactly how you fight. Like, what are
Yeah,
you
really.
talking about? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Thurman's he seems to be panicking to me, man, just saying dumb shit that doesn't make any sense.
You know
he
what?
runs more in the ring.
Yeah, bro. I don't know, but and a few people on one of my videos said, "Oh, you're making an excuse because of his age and blah." But let's keep it real, bro. If Pacquiao was 30, he'd fucking kill Thurman, bro. Like, come on, man. It's not an excuse; it's reality, bro. Like,
Yeah, if Thurman was his opponent in Pacquiao's, I don't know, prime, let's say, or not even prime, let's say when he fought Margarito, it would be considered a cherry pick. I bet.
Yeah, he would have retired Thurman for sure.
even Spence and Crawford, bro. Both of them would get fucking smashed if Pacquiao was their age. All these dudes would, dog.
This era. They're just started off too late, and by this time, these guys are 29, 30, and they haven't done anything. These guys were already fighting in the last era, 2, 3 fights with Morales, freaking Marquez, I mean Barrera, in the early stages. They had already surpassed lengthy career, the first half of their career. These guys, they're the beginning stages, and they're in their primes.
Gonzalo, check this out, bro. When Pacquiao was 30, he had already fought Ledwaba. He'd already fought Barrera twice. He'd already fought a trilogy with Morales. He had already fought Marquez twice. He had already fought fuck his dude's name. Diaz and one lightweight. Like he did so much more. You take these guys at where they are now and where Pacquiao was when he was 29, 30. It's not even close, bro. Not even close, dog.
Yeah,
He was already a Hall of Famer before he fought David Diaz.
Yeah. How many defenses does Thurman have in the welterweights? With the 2 year hiatus and all. You guys know?
4 or 5, something like that, Gonzalo.
Oh man, that's fucking pathetic.
I'm trying to think. Who did he win the belt from? Thurman.
Jesus, I don't know. Soto Caras?
Or Diego Chavez. One of the two. I don't know. Yeah.
Anyways, it seems like Thurman doesn't believe in his chin anymore. That's the way I see it. It looked like he found out that his chin is not all there. So he's been fighting differently now. The only fight where he actually went a bit crazy was against Sean Porter. But I guess because he had no choice. But other than that, I don't know, man.
I mean, look, I don't really want to make a bold prediction, but I believe that Thurman's gonna base his style on the fight night around his jab. Primarily, the problem is, well, yeah, even though you need a good jab to beat someone like Pacquiao, well, the problem is that he's really good at negating your jab by doing, various tricks that I don't want to even mention. It's the end of the show. But seriously, I don't know why I'm so confident in that. Maybe that's just a hard over mind, but yeah, I'm really looking for Pacquiao's victory. I just don't see Thurman looking good after a 2-year layoff like he's constantly saying. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe this
Okay.
is the way. This is PBC rewarding him, saying, "Look, this is as far as we think you're gonna go. If you could prove otherwise, then you do so. But we're gonna put you in there now."
or
Well,
maybe that's just the damage control. He's saying that okay, so don't throw so much shit on me after the fight because I said I'm not good enough. Or I had 2-year layoff or something like that.
yeah. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to end the show now. It's been a while. Thank you for joining us.
All right,
Tomorrow there
fellas.
won't. Yeah. Thank you for joining us, guys.
Peace,
All right.
everyone.
Yeah.
Peace.
Thanks, guys.
Later.
Take care.
Peace.
Everybody in the chat, thank you for joining us. There will not be a show tomorrow, but we are planning on doing a second Renaissance this weekend. So make sure that you subscribe to Second Renaissance. Anything else? No, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to check out our Twitter, Facebook, Patreon page. Oh, and make sure that you subscribe to Discord because we have already a bunch of people there and we can chat 24/7 and talk about boxing 24/7. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time. Take care.